Okay, give me 1 second. I don't know why this is like this. Put it back up. Just restarted the computer. There we go. Okay, what's everybody? Welcome. Thank you for stopping by. Sorry, appreciate the wait. You guys waited. Okay, a couple things we gotta talk about. This Carlee, Russell. Let me open up the chat here. Thank you guys so much for coming through. I appreciate that. I figure we can go over the official updates. Make sure you guys can see me on screen now. Let me just wait. My screen's not updated yet. There we go. Chat's open. Sound check. Everything's good. I wanted to go over some of the official updates and statements from the family, mother, boyfriend, some media stuff, posts. When I restarted the computer and I opened the browser up, I lost some of my place in the Facebook group because we're going to go over some Facebook posts. Some of the rumors online, we're going to leave that towards the end. The rumors that people are talking about, I don't know if there's any truth to it, but somewhat interesting. And then I think we could take calls. And then I also have like 3 stories at the end of the stream, small stories, crazy, weird stories that we can talk about as well. And also, if you have questions about the audio, the dispatch audio, if people are wondering about that, of course, you can ask about that. Because the last one that I posted, the one with the day that she was found, or however you want to word it, because some people are upset about this. She wasn't found. She appeared. She did appear at her home. Her parents. She lives with her parents. So the day that she appeared, that dispatch, some people were confused about it. I'm not sure what's confusing about it. Basically, I mean, we can listen to it again. It's pretty short, but she was taken by, I think, Rescue 11. The police stated that Fire Rescue took her in the official statement. They took her to UAB, I think it's called, the hospital, and then police questioned her, and that's it. Like, I'm not sure what the... and then that there was very, very few people like, is this real? Is this from that day? The audio literally had her address, but I removed the numbers. So it was literally the address of her parents or where she stays, but I just took out the house number or whatever. It was in the audio. I removed it. So I didn't understand what was confusing about that. What I can't understand is the whole thing of like, what was it? Unresponsive but breathing, which I don't know. I feel like that could mean so many things. Was she just not talking? Was she in shock? Were they not able to? I mean, it could mean so many things. Who knows? And it reminds me, like I said, of the Idaho 4, where the whole report about somebody that was deceased, but it was reported as, I think, unresponsive. So I just think, especially with dispatch audio, I don't know. It can mean anything. We have so many missing pieces to this. And if you guys could hit like to it, I'd appreciate that if you get the like button. And I really want to know your thoughts on this whole situation. We're also going to talk about this $63,000 that was returned. And so let's get started so we can kind of get moving to calls. Let me start out with this one here, this clip. We'll work our way through. This is our recent clip.
Is no longer missing. Carlee Russell is no longer missing, but many questions remain unanswered after she mysteriously showed up at her parents' home here in this Hoover, Alabama neighborhood Saturday night. Here's what we've learned Sunday. Carlee was taken to UAB hospital, then released at some point this morning, according to a press release from Hoover PD. Many of her friends and family have posted on social media, thanking everyone for their prayers and other efforts in getting Carlee home safe. Carlee's mother, Talitha, saying in a post on Facebook that while she promises on speaking to the media at some point, right now all she wants is privacy as she reunites with her daughter. Hoover police also giving very limited information in the case. Chief Nick Durgis speaking with Fox 6 this morning, saying that right now they're giving Carlee's family the privacy they've requested.
The first thing is to give Carlee and family a little time to get themselves back together. I know it's been a tough experience.
There's a lot of people. Well, let me let this finish playing, and I say.
Tough experience for them, obviously, and when we think talking with our parents, when we think it's time to be able to sit down and have a conversation with Carlee and try to get some facts, we'll do that. So I want to really say a time frame. Again, the main is her, to make sure that she's okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that have questions or think things are kind of fishy. There's still people examining the audio, looking at the shadows and stuff, and thinking there's multiple people. I even saw one video on TikTok where somebody it looked like they added an image of a child, because and all the video I've seen that wasn't there, but they had still images, and there's like this image of a child that somebody put in there. But people are doing all kinds of stuff. Let's take a look at this. And I have some interesting things too. I try to get some. See the family statement, the mother, the boyfriend, I'm sure you guys have already seen, but I also try to mix it up and try to get maybe some stuff you guys haven't seen. So there's something at the end too that I have. But also, now that I see this in the corner, which we're actually going to watch this guy.
And we are joined now.
This guy, I did like a 20-minute video on Facebook. We're going to watch this, but check this out. This is interesting. Trial attorney has doubts about missing Alabama woman's story. Oh, Lord. You're not allowed to say that. You're not allowed to. You can't even think it. You're not even allowed to. You can't even think the shit. The people get upset. Cancel. You can't even think it. I mean, there's a lot of information, a lot of details missing, but it's very questionable to me. People are still saying, oh, there's 2 people in the shadows and all this stuff. No, bro. I don't see 2 people. I mean, I don't know how you can really discern anything. And like I should probably try to pull up this YouTuber's video. This was a YouTuber that did a really good job. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. If I can find it in this group chat. I just want to show up. I'll link his video if you watch his whole thing. I mean, who sent that video to me? Was it Mo? Here we go. Arner Stoner. Let me just show you something real quick while we're here. Because we're doing this thing off the cuff. Whatever happens, happens. Right? There's this YouTuber, Aaron Stoner. I've never heard of him before, but he did a pretty good video. I'm going to put it in my description. If you want to watch his whole thing, you should check it out later on. Don't do it right now while you're watching me. And if you can hit the like button, I'd appreciate that too. But Aaron Stoner, I'm going to show you something. Because what I like about his video, he took time and kind of, I'm just going to skip towards, I've seen a lot of people with this overlay thing. I'm going to skip towards this part. Where you know, we've kind of showed this where you can see her coming out of the driver's side. What are you saying here? He's doing it back and forth. You see, oh yeah, maybe I went too far.
Towards the path, closes the door behind them, and then walks around behind the car towards the passenger side of the vehicle.
See her walking on the back. Okay.
The person then opens the passenger door and appears to bend over and go inside the vehicle.
That's like the passenger door there open. Let me make sure I have it on full quality. I don't know. 720, 1080. Oh, we got the 2080 premium, whatever that means. Okay. It's all BS anyway, right? You get the premium HD 1080.
The person then comes back out of the car and stands on the passenger side of the car for several seconds.
Just gonna forward it a little bit.
Moving to. It appears that someone can be seen moving to the right towards the woods away from the car. The movement starts here and ends here. I'll replay this several times. It's very difficult to see, so I've included a rectangle around the area where you should be looking.
I like that he did all these little boxes and triangles or the arrows. That was dope. He did a good job.
Along with an arrow to help guide you.
I mean, I can't see anything moving here at this point, but to me, logically, I even said this on the first stream, the first time we covered this, that one, with this vehicle is on the side lane, I forget what you call that thing. I don't know, the emergency lane, I forget what you call it. But when she's pulling up, she's already on the side, and you see all the cars driving by. There's no toddler walking by. There's people still seeing a toddler somehow. Police already said there was like no toddler. They couldn't find any toddler. Somehow people are still seeing this toddler. Anyway, for her, when she got out this vehicle, the only place she could have gone is right straight into the woods. And then I don't know if she went straight across the neighborhood that's on the other side there, or just walked along the front of the woods or the back of the woods. There's no way she walked in front of this vehicle or behind the vehicle. The only way it would be without us seeing is for her to duck off into the shadows. The other thing too, and I said this, I think on the first stream, that she was already on the side lane. I mean, how would somebody with a child that set up a toddler out on the road predict where this person's going to stop? And it's so, I saw somebody else talking about this and I mentioned it. It's so dark out there. She was already pulled over to the right when we see her on camera. So how far ahead does she see this child? Where some people thought, oh, maybe she went around and came back. And if there was a kidnapper there with a setup of a toddler, I mean, what exactly would they have done? How would you predict where she's going to stop? Because somebody's not going to be able to immediately stop. They would have to stop ahead. How far, like, would you have somebody in the woods running up and down the woods? Would you have multiple men? Would you have multiple 10, 15, 20, 30 men all along the woods area just waiting and stuff with walkie-talkies? You know, it just, I don't know.
I don't see where the person goes specifically. However, we can deduce that they went west into the nearby woods.
That's it. That's all. I just want to show that part because he has that. Definitely check out his video though, Aaron Stoner. I put the link to that in the description. I want to talk about that for a second. All right, let's get to this attorney. This is News Nation. I am going to play the longer version of this. He's on Facebook, but let's just listen to this clip.
Now by Eric Guster, a trial attorney and legal analyst in Birmingham, Alabama. So you say you have some doubts about this story. Some things don't add up. What stands out to you and why?
Well, there are a lot of issues that are occurring in this story. Number one, being from Central Alabama, there has been no BOLO, no be on the lookout for suspects. And the Hoover Police Department has been very, very, very quiet about this. If there is someone who was abducting women on the side of the road, we would have descriptions. We would know who.
That's a point that people have made. I made that point as well. What happened to the baby, right? So many people that are advocates or whatever, right? What happened to the baby? Nobody's mentioning this baby. Nobody cares about the baby no more. Where's the baby? You know, where's all the all the Amber Alerts? There is no baby. Now, maybe for whatever reason, maybe she saw a baby that wasn't there, or for whatever reason, I don't know if she was going through a mental thing or something else. But realistically, I mean, it shouldn't really still be a question. Well, maybe there was a baby. At least on video, we don't see nothing. I mean, I don't know. People are still talking about this baby thing.
Who they were. We would know what kind of cars to look for, because all of us who live in the area were really on pins and needles for the whole weekend.
So how do investigators go about tracking her, do you believe, validating or invalidating the story that she told law enforcement?
Well, one of the things that they have is video. Hoover Police Department released video in reference to where her car stopped, because what do people do when they are not very truthful about events? They forget that there's video camera everywhere. And what they're going to do is they're going to track her cell phone, see where she went. They're going to look at, from what I understand, she was at a local motel, and they're going to pull camera footage from there. They will also ask to speak to people who may be persons of interest, people who may have helped her, people who may have seen her, and her friends and family and close people to her, to see exactly what they say occurred if they saw her that weekend.
Can you tell us a little bit about the mood in Birmingham when this story first broke? Were there a lot of people on edge? What was the sense in the community?
Everyone was on edge. I'm married, and I told my wife, don't stop for anyone who's on the side of the road. Just call 911 or call the emergency helpline.
Like, a lot of people came together. I've seen some posts of people in the community. Some people are really upset about this. That's Anaya Blanchard's mother. Is it Anaya Blanchard? She joined the search to help out. I lost all my tabs, most of them, because I had to restart before I started. But Anaya Blanchard, her mother was there helping with this stuff, right? You know, I'm still holding out. Like, I'm hoping that, like, this wasn't. I hope it was like. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to say. I hope there was nothing nefarious. Like, maybe it was a mental health thing. Maybe I hope it's not like some type of, because this woman, Anaya Blanchard, right? The man accused Anaya of killing Anaya Blanchard was arraigned in court Monday. This was from March 6, 2023. Ibrahim Yazid pleaded not guilty to all counts of capital murder. He was indicted on 3 counts in November. Blanchard was reported missing in Auburn. In October 2019, her body was found in a wooded area in Macon County. About a month later, investigators say Yazid shot her while abducting her and stealing her car. His 3 counts refer to the same crime, specifically murder during kidnapping. So, this woman, her daughter was, I guess, murdered. She's out there helping for this situation,
I called my family members and other friends. Make sure you don't stop, because everyone was afraid that there were some kidnappers on the loose. But now that she returned home on her own on Saturday night, and there's been nothing from the police department except a statement where they say they stated she called and said that there was a child on the side of the road. However, this I-459, the interstate, is a very, very heavily traveled interstate, and no one else saw what she claimed to see. So it's a lot of mystery behind this, a lot of tension, and people are actually relieved that she's fine.
KDK, thank you, in the chat says, I'd be investigating Red Roof Inn more than anything for trafficking. Well, somebody had told me about Red Roof Inns. Those are kind of sketchy places. Than anything for trafficking. Maybe she tipped them off to something. Maybe. Rescue Reaper, thank you so much for the super chat. Says your mic looks like you're wearing a tie sometimes. Thank you, Mel. Thank you. Yeah, I know it's kind of like this. Thank you guys so much for the likes in the chat. Lisa Joy, thank you for the super chat.
But really want to know what the whole story is.
Thank you for watching.
Do you guys think, is the public owed an answer or not? From police or from I don't know about the family, but I almost feel like a lot of the times, these situations happen. We might not hear anything. But those people in the community, the people that were searching, the people that donated, people that are concerned for their safety, which, by the way, let me show you something. I lost some of my tabs, which sucks. Hopefully I still got this one readily available. Nope. Everything reset. Here we go. So somebody called the police department, right? And they wanted to know if there's a danger to the public.
Hello, police on fire.
Yes, ma'am. I was calling to ask a question about the recent kidnapping.
Okay.
I was wondering if the public is in any danger.
No, ma'am.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Bye-bye.
So it's kind of, to me, she kind of paused a bit, like the lady almost seemed annoyed.
Hello, police on fire.
Yes, ma'am. I was calling to ask a question about the recent kidnapping.
I'm going to ask you guys right now.
Okay.
I was wondering if the public is in any danger.
Well.
No, ma'am.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Bye-bye.
Well, it could have just been like, I don't know, the lady's like, hey, I don't know, there was a pause. I don't know if there was anything worried about it or not. All right, so let's get to this police statement, which I'm sure a lot of you guys have said. There's some new news clips popping up as well. I waited till late today because I wanted to see if something new was going to come up. I've been kind of waiting, sitting back. So I'm going to do the poll right now. Is the public owed answers? Just in your opinion. Okay, let's do that. Okay. Yes. No. It's none of your business. All right. So let's start with this. Let's just go through this. So this is from the Hoover Police Department. The Hoover Police Department is releasing additional information on the safe return of Carlee Russell. Since the time of the 911 call at 9:34 p.m. on July 13, 2023, the Hoover Police Department has expended every available resource into locating Carlee. And we celebrate with the Russell family on her safe return at approximately 10:44 p.m. on July 15, which, by the way, the audio that I released yesterday, you can hear them say the time on there as well. The following information are facts we have been able to determine at this point in the investigation. We're still gathering and calculating evidence in this case. Carlee left for work from a business at the Summit in Birmingham at approximately 8:20 p.m. She ordered food from a nearby business at the Colonnade and traveled there We have worked to retrace all of her actions from the time she left the colony until she called 911 and are well on our way to completing that task. At this point in the investigation, we have not been able to locate anyone with Carlee from the time she left the colony until the 911 call was made. So that clears, like, at least, like, was somebody watching her inside or following her, or was she with another person there? Carlee communicated on her cell phone with individuals known to her while on her path of travel up to the point of calling 911 at 9:34 p.m. The conversation with the 911 operator ended and Carlee called a relative. She went missing during that conversation sometime after 9:36 p.m. after telling both the 911 operator and the relative she had seen a male toddler in a diaper, which we've heard on the dispatch audio as well, on the side of I-459 and was stopping to check on him. Traffic camera footage was obtained, which depicted this portion of the incident, and that footage is still being analyzed as part of the investigation in conjunction with the 911 call to accurately determine the time frame. Carlee's 911 call remains the only timely report of a child on the interstate. The only report of a child. Okay. Hoover police officers arrived on scene within 5 minutes of being dispatched, and several other officers arrived shortly behind. They located Carlee's wig, cell phone, and purse on the roadway near her vehicle. And Carlee's Apple Watch was in her purse, which, okay, Apple Watch was in her purse. Investigators with the Crime Against Persons Unit was notified, and the investigation immediately began in earnest, with numerous leads being followed. Many local, state, and federal agencies immediately offered assistance and provided personnel and other resources to the investigation. No stone was left unturned, and the investigation continued throughout the weekend. At 10:44 p.m. on July 15, the Hoover 911 call center received a call from Carlee's residence that she returned home on foot. That's like a big, I know everybody was talking about that yesterday. That's odd. A lot of speculation, a lot of people talking, well, how does this come about? I don't know where I was hearing. I don't know why I kept hearing yesterday. I don't know where I heard it from that she was dropped off and then she walked up or something. I don't know. But it says here, officially, she had returned home on foot. And I'm wondering from where, how long does she walk? And I saw another social media post. I don't know if I have it saved or it was from, this is Mama. Oh no. This is the boyfriend, which we got to talk about the boyfriend too, because he says something about kidnapped. He's saying she was kidnapped. We're going to get to that rumor later. Lost all my tabs. That sucks. They were talking about that. The reason she was returned, the people that believe the kidnapping thing for now, the reason she was returned is because of all the social media pressure. I just don't buy that personally. That, let's say if she was kidnapped, that the kidnappers are like, oh my gosh, this is getting so much attention. You know what? Let's take her back. Yeah, this is too much. I don't believe that part. I don't believe that. So they receive a call, the 911 center, from Carlee's residence, which is her parents' home as well, that she had returned home on foot. The Hoover Police and Fire responded to the residence where Carlee was located. She was immediately transported by the Hoover Fire Department to UAB Hospital to be evaluated and was treated and released. That's all. That dispatch audio that I released yesterday, that's literally here what the police are saying. So I'm not sure why as far as that, why there's confusion about that. I understand the whole unresponsive thing, the confusion behind that, but anyway. So detectives responded to the residence and to UAB. Let's see here. So let's take it back here for a second. So she was immediately transported by the Hoover Fire Department to UAB Hospital to be evaluated and was treated and released. Detectives responded to the residence and to UAB to take an initial statement from Carlee. The details of that statement are part of an ongoing investigation, which is expected to continue over the next few days. During the initial portion of the investigation, detectives were able to retrace nearly all of Carlee's steps up until the point she went missing and are confident that will continue to be the case. Yeah, I wonder where she was at. And you know, since she left all her devices behind, every single device, the phone, the Apple Watch, everything, and the wig, which is kind of weird to think about it, right? Like, I mean, just think about this. She pulls up to the side. She's on the phone. She screams. Okay. She says she sees the toddler. She called 911. She's on the phone with her family. She walks around her car, goes into her passenger side to, I don't know what to do what. Clearly, there's no struggle there. You got to just think about it, right? For the people that believe she was kidnapped right there. Or unless they believe this is another individual that planted her stuff there. There's no struggle on video. So she bends down into the passenger side, and right next to her car is what? The weave? What was there? The weave? And her phone, I think, right? Carlee's wig, cell phone, and they located Carlee's wig and cell phone and purse on a roadway near her vehicle. Oh, they said her purse too. And Carlee's Apple Watch was in her purse. So we didn't see any struggle on camera, but her wig and everything's on the floor next to the vehicle. Why? I guess she just placed it there on the ground. It was a really quick action. And there was no struggle. We couldn't see any kind of fight. She just goes to the passenger side. Looks like maybe she bends down. Her stuff is next to the vehicle. The wig and this other stuff. Okay, so the details of the statement are part of ongoing investigation. They retraced all her steps. The Hoover Police Department continues to be extremely grateful for the outpouring of support from the Hoover community and beyond, and all the assistance provided by law enforcement partners. Okay. We rejoice with the Russell family as they continue to rest and recover from the situation and ask for their wishes to be respected regarding their privacy. This release contains all the information the Hoover Police Department is able to release at this time. As we continue to investigate, we will release information that is determined to be factual and pertinent to the public. So whatever they deem, when a press conference is scheduled, we will provide advance notice on date, time, and location. So looks like there might be a potential future press conference. Let me do a refresh. I don't know when. Or we just have to wait on the police. So far, the poll says, wow. Oh, I didn't even type that right. Is the public answers? I didn't realize that. Sorry, guys. I meant to write, does the public deserve answers? 76% say yes. 23% say no. Let me get to the mother's post here. Great morning. My husband and I want to make this statement again, as we did last night. It's nothing more to add or take away from how we're feeling right now. God is faithful and he has answered our prayers. We're so grateful to each of you for all the acts of kindness, generosity, and compassion you have shown. Our baby is safe. Thank you, Father God. We do want to ask for privacy at this time to allow us to just love on our daughter and each other with our close family and friends. Also, please consider the fact that we have not slept for 3 nights and we are mentally and physically exhausted. To our media partners, I promise we will speak with you and give a general statement in the near future, as this is an ongoing investigation. We consider the media outlets that cared enough to share the story, law enforcement agencies, special investigators, city leaders to be our friends, and we will be respectful of all. For everyone that messaged or called us, or for everyone that has messaged or called us or called to rejoice with us, we are so grateful for your concern. Just as we made a commitment to not entertain negative thoughts during the time our daughter was missing, we surely will not entertain negative thoughts and statements, unvalidated opinions, or sheer ignorance at such a joyous time. We pray that those that doubt God's power, miracles, and power of faith will be encouraged to draw closer to him and learn the power of positive affirmations and unwavering faith. We love each of you and are eternally indebted for your support and love. Be blessed, the Russells. Now, let me jump to the boyfriend thing so we can just kind of knock this out of the way. And then I think next we'll do a couple things. Let me just breeze through this. So this is the boyfriend. I don't even know how to start off this post, but to only say thank you to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. By the way, if there's any mods, can you send me the... I want to talk about this other thing too. This post, that the whole confusion about some guy on TikTok that said he was the brother, and people are saying that's not the brother. And then I think, what are they saying? He said he was the brother in Christ. But then I feel like in the video, the way he spoke, he was like coming off as family. You know what I'm talking about? I want to watch that video again. I know I had it somewhere, the guy on TikTok. This is, but we'll take a look at that again. Okay. To my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for saving my girlfriend's life. Also, thank you to everyone who shared a picture, came out to the Hoover, met to help us with search parties, and who went and proceeded to tell other people about Carlee to bring more awareness to her story. I've been going nonstop since I received a call that she went missing on Thursday night. I know she would have done the same for me, so I wasn't going to give up until I saw her face again. I was straight tunnel vision, even when I would get on social media on my downtime and see some of the false allegations and assumptions about me having to do something with her abduction. So I guess they were coming for the boyfriend. Would have discouraged me at times. I didn't give up and kept my faith. I just want to thank all of my family, friends, former teammates, and church members who called or texted me just to let me know that you're praying, or that they're praying here for me. You guys don't know how much that meant to me. All I ask from everyone right now is to be respectful of Carlee's situation. She was literally fighting for her life for 48 hours. So until she's physically and mentally stable again, she is not able to give any updates or whereabouts on her kidnapper. So over here, this is what stand out. And I saw multiple articles talking about this. So he's saying that she was kidnapped and that I guess she has details on the kidnapper. She is not able to give any updates or whereabouts on her kidnapper. So she was fighting for her life for 48 hours and then I guess walked home. Or some people feel that the kidnappers felt they were scared of social media and they felt the pressure. And so they I don't know, they released her close to her house to walk home or something, I guess, because it says she walked home. I don't know. We'll sit there for people with that. And so he posted some pictures of them together and some video. That's pictures, I guess. Some video here. I also want to thank the people on social media who have been understanding and respectful about what she's been through in the past few days. Once again, I cannot thank you guys enough for helping us bring Carlee home. God bless you all. And this is like TMZ talking about it. So he's saying she fought for her life. I don't know. All right. Let's talk about this money here real quick. We're going to talk about the money, then we'll get to the attorney. If you guys could hit the like button too, I'd appreciate that. Thank you guys for riding with me tonight. Let me just look at these super chats real quick. Oh, okay, Memo French, thank you for the 2-month membership. It says Mel in chat. Rescue Reaper says, how in the dark she knows it's a male. Michelle, thanks for the super chat. Says, mother said she had Life 360, so she left it. Oh. Yeah, mother did say they have Life 360. So Crime Stoppers now says $63,000 raised in Carlee Russell search. Wait, what? I thought it said being refunded. Crime Stoppers now says $63,000 raised in Carlee Russell search not being refunded. What? I thought it said it was being refunded. Crime Stoppers of Central Alabama on Monday reversed course hours after announcing that more than $60,000 raised in reward money for information that led to the safe return of Carlee Russell would be returned to donors. So what, they said it was going to be returned and they changed their mind? What? On Monday morning, the organization said they would refund $63,378 donated in the 48 plus hours of 25-year-old nursing student who was missing. However, Monday afternoon, they announced that it was no longer the case. Wow! This investigation is still ongoing, and accordingly, there is no basis to refund any contributors at this time. Hell no! What? Furthermore, the Hoover Police Department has not requested for any donor contributions to be released or refunded. Bro, I don't know why I read that wrong. I gotta fix the title. Oh no! All right, so whoever donated is not getting their money back. Oh, dude, let me update the title real quick. More than 63,000 raised. No refunds. No refunds. Oh, Lord. Maybe I wonder if they changed their mind, because I thought I read somewhere in the article that they were going to refund it. I guess I read it wrong. Yeah, okay. The afternoon announcement stated, okay, we know that she vanished. We know this information. Bob Kopis, executive director of Crime Stoppers of Metro Alabama, said Monday morning that some of those donations had already been returned, and the rest were in the process of being refunded if that was what the donor requested. Okay. Crime Stoppers always offers up to $5,000 for information in cases, but often that reward money is augmented by outside donors, as was the case in Russell's disappearance. It started during the Cupcake McKinney case. That's another Alabama story, when people were literally pulling up to the front and running in with a shoebox with their change in it. Kopis said people were giving $5, $2. Some were giving us a large sum. At the end of that, we told people, if you would like your money back, you can have it back. He said, if you'd like it to roll over into the reward fund, you can do that too, but it's your choice. In that case, Crime Stoppers created the Cupcake McKinney Fund to be used specifically for child endangerment cases. Kopis said $34,000 has been kept in that fund. Ooh. It's a restricted fund, and it can't be used for anything but those cases. Okay. Crime Stoppers then formalized the augmented fund for other high-profile cases. There are about 12 active augmented funds right now. For large donations, we have an agreement that said you're giving us this money for this specific case to be used if law enforcement officials deem they're going to use that money for a payout. Kopis said, if it's not used or the case is never solved, you can have your money back. In the Russell case, the Birmingham Board of Realtors offered $25,000 and an anonymous donor offered $20,000. Their money has already been returned. So maybe the big donors can get their money back. The remaining $13,378 was pledged by about 60 donors, much through PayPal link established by Crime Stoppers to accept donations in the Russell case. Crime Stoppers today is emailing each of those donors to let them know they can be refunded if they want that to happen. We would never use crime as a fundraiser. This is strictly for the benefit of getting law enforcement the best information as quickly as possible, and also it allows the public to get involved because they want to get involved. We had donations as large as $25,000 and as small as $5, Kopis said, but every dollar counted because it came from somebody who wanted to see Carlee home. It really helped the family because it showed the family that people were not forgetting about them. There was $400 in administrative fees, and Crime Stoppers is absorbing the cost with no impact on the donors receiving back exactly what they donated. We're doing it as quickly as possible. Crime Stoppers will pay out any tip that law enforcement says moved them significantly further along in their investigation. It doesn't have to clear the case necessarily. All it requires law enforcement saying the tip made a difference. Okay, updated. 418 to add new statement from Crime Stoppers saying it is not refunding reward money. What the hell, bro? I'm so confused. I guess the last update is we ain't giving you nothing. Updated at 4:18 p.m. to add new statement from Crime Stoppers. We ain't refunding y'all shit. So how do they get from we're emailing everybody, we're asking and giving the option to like, hell nah, y'all ain't getting shit? It's a confusing ass article. No wonder I didn't know what to put for the title. You're getting the money, you're getting everything, you're not getting the money, but final update. I guess we wish-washed and went back and forth a couple times because it was 10:32 a.m. when it was published, but then they updated 4:19 p.m. Okay. I guess the latest update is that I ain't getting shit. Okay. That's interesting. Okay, to show these real quick too, this was from JB, posted yesterday. There's a certain headline circulating about the Carlee Russell story this afternoon that is, in my opinion, misleading. To be clear, Carlee's parents told the local media they believed the toddler was used to lure her in. There is no credible information from authorities that there was a deliberate trap set for Carlee Russell at this stage in the story. We await for credible updates. Okay, I don't know. For people that are still pursuing the baby, I think the baby's out. Okay, there's still people investigating. There's still people looking for a baby. I would drop that one. From all.com and others, Hoover Police Chief Nick Darius says Carlee Russell showed up at her parents' house alone. She was taken by paramedics to UAB Hospital for evaluation. The circumstances of Carlee Russell's disappearance for around 50 plus hours remains unknown. Amazing. Now, we already talked about this too. One of the rumors that we're going to talk about later is this whole red roof thing. Okay, regarding the red roof in social media activity at Carlee Russell search, can confirm there's no significant police search activity at that business at this time. We were live when this was happening, but then he did update it and said that Ken also confirmed there was activity at Red Roof Inn related to Carlee Russell's search, but the area was clear recently. So very, very weird. I still don't get the Red Roof Inn thing. Was it fake? Was it not? Part of the rumor that's on Facebook, which I did reach out to somebody. I saw at least 3 people putting out this specific rumor, which we're going to talk about it a little bit. I try to reach out directly to the person because I just want to know how you got that. Let me see if she wrote me back yet. She never wrote me back. She hasn't read my message yet. I was like, I want to know where you got this from. How are you hearing this? Can we confirm this? Where are you hearing this? All right. Next thing I want to do. Oh, this was just weird. I don't know what this website is. Somebody sent me this link. I guess somebody has Carlee Russell's merch. I don't know whose this is. I thought that was just kind of weird. I was like, okay. I don't know. All right. Oh, this was the post I was trying to look for before with the whole. So this person here, Maya Simmons, this is, they said, boyfriend's sister. Maya Simmons. And Thomar Simmons. Okay, so I don't know where the tab is at now. Where the tab at? Okay, Maya Simmons. Thank you, Jesus. She's covered. That's why they had no choice but to let her go. Somebody here said social media is to blame for the ignorance of our generation. I don't even believe it's possible that we blah blah blah. But this person said it's because of social media. I don't really think that. I don't personally think that. I don't think they caved into social media if she was held against her will. Okay, let's do this. I want to hear what this guy has to say. So this is the guy I believe that we saw on News Nation. Eric Guster provides a legal analysis on the Carlee Russell missing person case. I want to listen to what he has to say. I haven't heard this yet. I don't know what he's going to say, but you know, News Nation, because it's on TV, they have time constraints, and so you only get, if you're lucky, a minute or 2 minutes to say what you got to say. So I would love to hear this guy's thoughts more. The guy that says he doesn't really believe all the details that are coming out of this story. Mercedes, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you guys on Facebook for liking the stream. Appreciate it. Make sure you guys subscribe, like, turn on bell notifications, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, all those good places, Twitch. Let's check it out.
Hi, this is Attorney Eric Guster with Guster Law Firm. We're going to discuss the Carlee Russell case. Many of you have seen my post I made this morning, and it definitely was very interesting, but I'm going to break down how I got there, what my analysis of this situation was, and the evidence that I saw that got me to the
Thank you, Rabbit.
I made. I fully understand the emotions a lot of people have. When you have a young lady who's missing for days, her family didn't know where she was, her friends did not know where she was, her coworkers, everybody who loved her was frantic. People who did not know her, including me, were frantic.
Right.
Thursday night, frantic. What do you mean some girl's missing?
Man, and that's the thing. We gotta try to like put it a little bit in perspective. I mean, if you're like me, maybe you're not in that state. I'm in Florida. For the people out there locally, I mean, these people really jumped in. People were worried, concerned. People went out there to help, organize, search. People, like he said in the News Nation clip, like his wife, I think he said his wife was like, they're all concerned about their safety. You know, people worried, like, damn, there's somebody out there taking, kidnapping, and then also worried about Carlee, you know?
What you mean a black girl is missing in Birmingham, Alabama, got snatched? It freaked me out. And I am very thankful that Carlee is safe. I am thankful that she's alive, and all of us who wanted her to be found safe are very thankful for that. And this morning, I woke up and I looked at social media, and people were like wearing each other out. They were insulting each other back and forth. Y'all wanted her to, if you didn't make good grades, how can you add 2 + 2? All the insults. People put insults on them under my post. But think about me. I do this for a living. People were like wearing each other out. They were insulting each other back and forth. Y'all wanted her to, if you didn't make good grades, how can you add 2 + 2? All the insults. People put insults on them under my post. But think about me. I do this for a living. I'm a lawyer and a legal analyst for a living. And when you're on the national scale, people tag, trash, email, bash all the time when you say things that they don't like. So I'm fine with that. But the thing about me is I deal with facts. And we're going to get to the facts of this. And I'm going to tell you how I got to my conclusions that I simply did not believe the story.
Wow. I love it. I want to hear this side and perspective. I'm going to put the link to his page too, or his thing in the description here on YouTube. Dr. Edward Moskowitz, thank you so much for the super chat. Said thank you for all you do, Mel. Possibly someday we will know. Thank you, Mods. Excellent. Gypsy, thank you for the super chat. Says math ain't mathing on this one. I'm curious to hear what he has to say too.
Now, this morning, of course, I was like, man, I need to sit this one out. I need to sit this one out because this is bad. But people look to me for guidance and facts, and that's what I'm here to do. Now, let's start with the case. Carlee went missing Thursday night. Everyone was in a panic, thinking that there was a trafficking thing going on. There were babies being used as bait on roads. People were frantic. I mean, I'm talking to my wife. Make sure you don't stop if somebody needs help. We're having those conversations. I'm calling family members. Make sure you don't stop if somebody needs help. And I still believe that now. You call for them, don't stop. But what this case did was it played into the fears of everyone. A young, attractive woman is missing in the heart of Hoover, Alabama, in the heart of Jefferson County. That happened Thursday. And Friday afternoon, I finished my work, and then I started questioning the story. I started thinking about, not questioning it, but I was thinking about, man, what could have happened to that young lady? And I thought about what information had been released. And we're going to take that one by one. I'm going to tell you how I got to my conclusion. And I got to my conclusion Friday that this did not add up. I started questioning the story where it was stated that a baby was on I-459. A baby was on I-459, a toddler, and she stopped to help. And Saturday, everyone was in people's feeds. Y'all telling somebody not to stop, don't need to stop, not to stop. And I was like, that story doesn't make sense. I'm a former criminal defense lawyer and currently a personal injury lawyer who handles 95% of our injuries or wrecks. And we deal with accidents and reconstruction. And this is the fact about that. If you are driving 55 miles per hour, it will take you approximately 70 yards to stop. The speed limit on 459, I believe, is 70, which would take you about 100 yards. That is the length of Legion Field to stop. So if a person saw, and let's get to the facts of what was stated, you saw a toddler on the freeway at night going 55 miles per hour. I knew that was impossible. When a person is driving on a freeway, they have no idea what's on the shoulder. If you're driving 55 to 70 miles per hour, it would take you 70 yards past the person you saw. Then did you back up? Did you put in reverse and back up?
And the other thing too, so the theory people were having too, because we were talking about the timeline as far as when she's already in the shoulder and she's pulling up to the location she pulled up, and some people were like, well, maybe there's two theories going on. Well, maybe she had already gotten off and came back around off the highway, come all the way back around, got back on the highway, went all the way back to get back to that spot again to where she saw the baby. But when she made that call, police confirmed the time frame. They got there less than 5 minutes from when she called. So the theory of, I just don't think it works out. That she saw the baby, so she gets off the exit, goes all the way back around, turns her back around, gets back on the highway, goes try to come back to the same exact spot, and then calls police. I don't think so. And then the other theory, there's another one that people had said, well, maybe that was the kidnappers in the car that drove up, that she was taken earlier before, and the kidnappers took her car, and then that's the drop-off point where they get off, or where the person gets off and walks around and I guess places her stuff down, and then I guess the person runs off into the woods. And I don't think that makes sense either.
To go way a whole football field back? I was like, I was talking privately to some people, and I was like, this don't make no sense. Because the facts are the facts. Once you take the emotion out of it and deal with the facts made no sense.
Oh.
Then Saturday, one of my colleagues sent me the video that they posted, and I was like, wait. So the 911 call said that she saw a toddler, and she was riding the shoulder with her blinkers on for what appeared to be about 60, 70 yards.
So cops said less than 5 minutes, but I think we got it down to like 3 minutes. Flossie says 3 minutes and 40 seconds, the longest time possible. She was not on the phone with someone. Okay.
How? Because all we can go off of the 911 call. How did those things didn't add up? I saw a toddler and I stopped to aid this toddler. Then she's on the phone. She's riding down the shoulder on 459 with her blinkers on. And this is the best part of the video. Like, people were looking at all the shadows and ATVs. And all that people came out the woods.
I forgot you there. Some people that thought they had seen like an ATV in the side. I remember the one caller too, where she was looking at the shadows on the signs. And it was like, oh, maybe that's a person, which I think people were saying with the height that wouldn't work out, but some people were saying it was. But I just didn't see anything as far as like that's another person there creeping up and running up to her.
That's where you missed the point. The cars near her put on their brights, and all of them slowed down. So, and that's what I saw in the video. I look for other cars, because if someone's kidnapping you, they got to take you body away, because Hoover was there fast. 4 minutes is a fast response.
That's crazy.
They were actually, I think, 3.5 minutes or so. Hoover was there for a very fast response time. And the things didn't add up. And when you're dealing with a case, all you can deal with are the facts that are presented.
Right.
And Friday, like it's a Friday afternoon, I was like, this don't make no sense. But this is the thing. I know people pay attention to what I write. And I was not going to write that I did not believe her at that time. I did a video. I need to find my video. I did a video of me Friday night talking about this case, but I said, I am not going to talk about it. See, this is me Friday night.
Today
is July 14th, Friday, July 14th, and yesterday, on the 13th, the young lady was reported missing at the Gallery flyover.
I did that for me.
And I'm saying this just for my phone purposes. I would never do a Facebook Live about this, but this case seems so weird. I've shared it, and I hope that this is a hoax. But for someone to be driving 70 miles per hour on a freeway and see a baby at night, then stop, then somehow snatched and wig left behind, watch and phone left behind, it sounds so weird.
I did that Friday night for my records but I did not put this out there because suppose I could be wrong. And I always, being a public figure, being someone who represents my community, I'm very, 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 very careful about the things that I do, things that I say, and things that I write. In this year, if you look back on my Facebook page, I have been not active at all on social media. This year, I made a vow. January 1st, I ain't gonna be in no Facebook fights. I ain't got time for that. I'm doing what I do. All right. Now, let's get to the video. People put their brights on. Slow down. Nobody else called in about this baby. Nobody. No reports, because Hoover PD would have said by then there are multiple reports about a baby being found. And then today, you get to today about the press release. Hoover was very.
I had this crazy thought. I know I shouldn't say it. I don't want to throw this guy was white. They'd probably be calling him racist or something just for even thinking this stuff. How dare you? Listen, she's found or home, whatever. I don't know, however you think about it. She's safe now, so that's great. But yeah, people are wondering. It's weird. It is very, very weird. I don't believe the baby thing, and I personally don't think she was kidnapped. Could be wrong, but I don't think she was kidnapped. I don't know. But I definitely open to like maybe mental health or something.
I mean, Hoover dropped that video and like, here y'all go, y'all figure it out yourselves. And in the press release today, it confirmed what I thought. Carlee's 911 call was the only call about a baby on the interstate, that she called and said it was a male on the interstate. How you know it's a male on the interstate if you drive 55 miles per hour on 459?
Yeah, she said I think it was a white male and diapers, I think, right? Diaper was description. Which some people were like, well, she had to say baby because it was so descriptive too. TLC, thank you for the 2-month membership. Says love for your live. Sean, thank you for the super chat. Says, hey Mel, just wanted to point out the clip on Gray uploaded last hour. You see her car off cam for 3.5 minutes at 9:31 p.m. and 32 seconds before it drives up. Wait, you see her car. Okay, let me read that again. Last hour, you see her car off cam for 3.5 minutes at 9:31 p.m. and 32 seconds before it drives up. Her car off cam. Okay. Yeah, I just showed a video of somebody else as well too that enhanced it, and I only see one person there. I don't see anything other. I don't see any malicious stuff happening or kidnapping or anything happening on camera. Black Lake, thanks for the super chat. So if she's found to have staged this, should they push charges to include return of resource funds or let her slide? Oh, Lord. Black Lake, how you doing? Thank you for coming back. I don't know. I don't know if they can. I saw that question coming up, I think in Facebook or something. It would be interesting to get a legal person. I thought I saw something somewhere, somebody speak on it. She didn't say she was abducted. She didn't say she was kidnapped. That's what it seemed like, and that's what everybody thought. Police had to treat it like that. I mean, she just disappeared. I don't know if like maybe the 911 call, it depends on her state of mind, right? Like the 911 call, if it was a hoax, if she knowingly lied, then that I would think they could get charged for like a false report to 911 or something like that. But if she had some sort of mental thing going on, then maybe not. I don't know. And police don't seem like they're in some kind of urgency or rush. They're just like, we're going to take our time, give the family some space, let them, get their footing and give her some time to recover. It doesn't seem like it's an urgent, like there's a danger to the public and like, it seems like they're investigating. We're going to take our time. We'll talk with the family. I'm glad they said it seems like they're going to do a presser. I'm so curious about Oppressor and what they're going to say or what they can't say. I think this is something that's gotten so much attention that they're going to need to put something out, even if it's little, to put things to rest or, whatever. Shayna, thank you for the super chat. Says, I heard someone jumped in her car when she stopped for food. Maybe was a safe excuse to call 911. I heard someone jumped in her car when she stopped for food. So Shayna, the police dispelled that. Police in their statement said that they retraced her steps to where she was at this place to get food. We worked to retrace all of her actions from the time she left the colonnade until she called 911 and are well on our way to completing that task. At this point in the investigation, we have not been able to locate anyone with Carlee. So the whole thing, she was with somebody in the car, or this and that, and blah, blah, blah. At least for the very little bit that we got, they addressed that part. Thank you for the super chat. Trisha, thanks for the super chat. Says, did police ever find out which house in the neighborhood made the call reporting a woman and baby screaming? Was there a call or was that audio fake? The audio is dispatch audio. So that's dispatch people talking, so it's not fake. That whole neighborhood call thing or whatever happened, I believe, because I when I put the audio dispatch together, I put clips from News Nation when they interviewed mom and dad, and I put the dispatch audio together to tell a story, and I put some maps on there. From what the mother said, if I'm remembering this correctly, they have Life 360 or whatever app it is. And so when she had called 911 and she was on the phone with a family member and she screamed or whatever, the family mom says she has Life 360. So they tracked her to that location. The problem was that the GPS was showing that she was in that neighborhood, and they went to that, I believe they went to that neighborhood, but then they realized her vehicle was actually out on the interstate. It's a little hard to tell because it almost seems like somebody from that neighborhood called, because at one point they said they were like searching a backyard, but that could have just been to search for Carlee. But I don't know. But the audio is definitely, it's not fake. Thank you. Michelle, thanks for the super chat. Says, where was she for 2 days? Equals the answers. Yep.
How you know it's a boy? I walk with folks cheering. I don't know it's a boy or girl. Just say, hey, baby, really, 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 really nice looking. You can't tell if a toddler is a boy or a girl. You don't know. And we're dealing with the facts, folks. And then they said the Apple Watch was in her purse. And I was like, wait. When they mentioned that the Apple Watch was left behind, I envisioned, oh my God, somebody taking me and my Apple Watch falls off. It was put in her purse. That's what you do when you don't want to be tracked. And all this happened at night. At night, folks. On one of the busiest interstates in the state of Alabama. Like we saw in the release video of the interstate, that I'm sure the people forget about video being everywhere, and video always tells the story. It's one of the most amazing things in litigation that you get. People come in, they tell all kind of lies, all kind of stories, stuff they mama gonna believe. That wasn't me robbing that bank, mama. Then I hold a video. Ain't this you? Well, yeah, maybe it was. That's the way it works. And when people tell these stories, they always get very elaborate. And that's one thing I've noticed. In my 22 years of practicing law, people are extremely elaborate with their story. They don't just say something happened, they go into all kind of details. Because, for example, in this particular situation, there was a baby, used this bait to snatch somebody, which is the fear of so many people with trafficking.
And that trafficking stuff too. I was talking about that with Flossie the other day. This is a really interesting article. I don't know if I have the time to get into that article, or maybe she could just highlight some specific statistics to point out. Well, I think it's worth talking about during this Polaris project. I think too. I'm telling you, and I even have I've covered a lot of local stories, and I have quite a few things that I can share that people jump to immediately. Somebody's trafficked because of everything that's going on.
Things you read on the internet. Somebody used a short person to bait some woman to snatch her, and that's what people use, and it scares the hell out of people. And what angers me about this is when this really happens to someone, when it truly happens to someone, there's doubt in the minds of people who witness this.
Big Bird says you can walk through the woods directly from Atkins Trim Lane. That is also where sister-in-law car was because police said the dispatch that is where she pinged, right? Then at the end it changed to Nunley. Yep.
We already have disproportionate unfairness when it comes to African American women and children the efforts to locate them are already short. We already have a fight to make sure that Amber Alerts are issued properly when it comes to Black and brown people. We already have a fight for resources to make sure that things are investigated properly in Black and brown people. And when someone says something like this, it just doesn't make any sense. And it makes you upset because it just didn't make sense, y'all. It was not true. Period. And like I said, I knew this Friday. And didn't say anything. And that video came out. Ooh, I really, really knew this is not true. And press conference today, man, I don't know what's gonna happen, but those resources that were expended, the time, and that angers people when they spend time on something that was not based in honesty.
I'm still trying to hold out. I'm still holding out, but like I said, I've seen some local people very upset.
I am overjoyed and ecstatic that her family got her back. I am thankful that those people who love her, who did not know where she was for 3 days, got her back. But when people have questions, they have the right to have questions. And this is a case definitely worth questioning. Got some questions in is she in legal trouble if she lied? Perhaps. I would think that if there was a mental episode or something associated with this, they may not go after her.
That's exactly what I said. Yep.
But like I said, I knew it was a lie from the jump. Hoover knowing Fridays why exactly. Hoover was like, here you go. Hear that video. Y'all over here talking about Hoover ain't doing nothing. Here's a video. And they just dropped it on us. They just dropped it on us. And it's the facts are the facts. The facts are the facts. And those who've come on my post insulting me, and I just deal with facts. The one thing about people and me and the things I talk about on social media, whether it's social media, Facebook Live, CNN, MSNBC, or whatever, typically I'm right. I've only been wrong on a case. Like making a statement like this, because I really, really, really think through the things that I write. Because if I'm not sure, I'm not going to write about it. It's interesting when I have Facebook friends say, Gus must not be sure because he didn't write about it. You're probably right because I'm not sure. But when I vet it well, I know. Yeah, sure. I told my wife about this. I could not remember whose post it was because you said you posted that you got pulled over 10. You said they need to be looking for Carlee. You said the police laughed so hard. I told Jamie about that. I said somebody got pulled over and they laughed.
Yeah, she said that she got pulled over for a tent, and I told them they need to be looking for Carlee. The cops are laughing. Oh shit!
They already knew, and they already knew, y'all. And that's all. I'm not gonna keep going on and on, but that's all.
We're going to see what Hoover PD says later. And I hope this young lady is well. I'm thankful for her family and friends who love her, that she's back. But I also have the right to be very angry that what was said was not true. Y'all have a good night. Be careful. And watch out for midgets on the side of the road. Oh, man. That's crazy. Oh. Let's see what we got. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate that. Any questions real quick? If you have any questions, I can be on for another. It's almost bedtime in my house.
I want to talk about I want to talk about the brother situation too, the drama with that. This not the actual brother, but this guy that was supposedly claiming to be the brother. It was all this kind of drama and stuff, bro. We gotta talk about it a little bit. I'm trying to see which one is the original video he had up, because now he's trying to say, well, he met brother in Christ type of shit. So we're gonna look at both of these links. I want to see what's up with this
update.
What's an update
on our sister in Christ, Carlee Russell? Thanks to many prayers.
Hold on. This video shows both videos. Let me see. See, let's check out Rabbit's thing here.
A man was driving from 29 Palms, California to Albuquerque, New Mexico.
There we go. Okay.
So this is the viral video of Carlee's brother. Well, it turns out that this is actually not Carlee's brother. This is, I guess, Carlee's brother in Christ.
What?
Is this a red flag? Should we be concerned about this? Let me know your thoughts in the comments.
My sister Carlee Russell is missing. My sister was traveling on I-459 after leaving work here in Hoover, Alabama. She spotted a toddler and she stopped to render aid, as any decent human being with a heart would do. Update on our sister in Christ, Carlee Russell.
Now he says sister in Christ?
Thanks to many prayers, many shares, and the efforts of law enforcement and citizens.
So I want to know, where's the first original video? I want to watch the whole thing. I know I watched it on my first stream. Anybody have the actual first video? I think this guy was cut up with something. Let me see here. Carlee Russell's brother speaking out over disappearance sparks confusion. Let's see. I don't close this out. A TikTok user who claimed to be Carlee Russell's brother in a video spreading awareness on her disappearance before she was found on Saturday sparked outrage on the social media platform, with people accusing him of using the case to gain new followers. I want that first video. I want that first video of this guy. I don't want, if we can get the whole thing. You can't find it? Okay. Yeah, I know I played it on one of my streams. I think it was the first stream. We thought it was the brother. I want to hear the whole thing, because now he's trying to backtrack it. Oh, I met sister in Christ. Where's it? A TikTok user who is now being accused of lying about being a family member of the Alabama woman. The man whose TikTok handle is Faith and Bishop 2 published a video last week saying that his sister Carlee Russell was missing. In the clip, which has since been deleted on TikTok, so he deleted the video on the TikTok user's profile, but has been shared by others on the platform. An on-screen caption reads, "My sister is missing." Come on. The man refers to Russell several times as his sister and talks of the call between the woman and the relative on the night of her disappearance with our family member. He offers a recap of the woman's case containing information reported by the news media and police. But many on TikTok are now claiming that the man was not Russell's brother. This man is not her brother, one user wrote, reposting the now deleted video, adding that the man had gained 70,000 followers. Wow. That's the hustle, huh? It's at the end of the first video where he says we're all brothers in Christ. Thank you. Okay, Mo has it. Thank you. This is what I'm looking for, the actual shit. Hold on a second, bro. I'm looking for the real.
Carlee Russell is missing.
That's what I'm looking for.
My sister was traveling on I-459 after leaving work here in Hoover, Alabama. She spotted a toddler and she stopped to render aid as any decent human being with a heart would do. She contacted 911 as she's been taught, and then she spoke with another one of our family members.
One of our family members
hears a scream, and then my sister vanishes along with that toddler. Her car and belongings were all left at the scene. We have no idea where she is. This story is not getting the national coverage.
Story's not getting the national coverage that it should. He even put, who did he put? Mariah Carey in the background? Lord almighty. Like, share, and comment. Like, share, and comment. Huh? That's your sister? My sister has been missing since July the 13th. Hell nah. There's a 25,000 reward. The Christians doing this shit? Reward for the information that leads to the safe return of my sister. I can't play it because he puts some Mariah Carey or somebody in the background. Wow. Amazing.
If you have any information that can help, again, my sister, our sister, deserves to be returned home safely. If you are a believer, you understand that we all are brothers and
he does say brothers and sisters at the end
in Christ. I hurt, she hurts, we all should hurt, and we all should help. Like, share, comment, so that we can get our sister Carlee Russell back.
I don't know. He does kind of flip it back. I think he did like the ultimate click thing, where he at the beginning he starts off and with the sister, my sister, like as he's personally talked to her. Maybe he has. I don't know if she goes to the same church as him or something like that. But then at the end, at the very end, these people, the attention span, they ain't watching to the end. He's our sister, my sister, our sister in Christ. Okay. Hell nah, bro. I don't know. TikTok coming for him. All right. Okay, I do want to do calls. So one. So this guy, this is a street view, but again, this is like an old street view. So I think there's more vegetation now. But this guy says, here's a street view of I-459 from March 2020. So you can see the neighborhood better with less foliage in the spot where Carlee's car was found. If this is where she exited her car, it's an easy, short walk to the houses on Atkins Trent Boulevard. Yes, there's a fence, but it's so short, could easily be jumped. Hopefully they've questioned everyone who lives there, who lives right there, and checked any doorbell cams. Just seems like someone on the street would have seen her or someone taking her, whatever story is true, whatever you believe. But just to get a little visual, it's not like a whole bunch of woods and all this kind of shit. You just walk right over. I can prep too. Thank you for the super chat. Says I think it was paranoid psychosis. If so, the police may not be able to release that info. Yeah. Yep. Christy, thank you so much for the super chat. I wish we could take this energy and focus on the next missing persons instead of attacking Carlee. Oh, but you're putting energy on this too. You should be putting energy on the next missing person, right? Sassy Gal Beauty, thank you so much for the super chat. Tagged you in a tweet, the original rating. Thank you. All right, the other thing. Let me see here. Hold on a second. Okay, so this is purely rumor. Okay, this is on Facebook. I just want to let you know what people are saying. I reached out to one person because I want to know how they're hearing this or whatever. So just again, this is purely rumor. I don't know. Somebody said here, okay, so a source said, allegedly, I don't know none of these people, by the way, Carlee's boyfriend broke up with her and she wanted to do something drastic, but when it blew up like that, she went home. She made a call to her cousin from the hotel saying, I effed up. It wasn't supposed to go this far. I think I'm in trouble. This is how the Red Roof Inn came into the equation, and that's why her family showed up there. Let me see. I'm not even going to talk about that because that's even, can't really confirm it. The other thing, there was somebody else saying the same type of thing. So, let's see. So they're dispelling this person here. Okay, this is what you got to look at this whole. Let me see if I can download this. I want to get a close up because I reached out to one of these people because I want to try to see if we can, like, all right, where did you hear this from? Where are we, like, how did you know? How do you know about this? Let me just zoom it in. Give me 1 second before we get to calls. So somebody here said, I was told by a very reliable source she was abducted. Told her cousin that she was kidnapped by some folks in the woods. They locked. I don't know. This person came on some crazy ass story. But I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in this person's reply under there and said that that's not true. I know her brother. Well, what's the truth? This person here says her boyfriend broke up with her and she wanted to do something drastic, but when it blew up like that, she went home. There's another part to this. She was at the hotel. This person claims to know, what was it, the brother? Who's she know? I know her brother. Is it the Christ and Jesus guy? She was at the hotel. She allegedly made a call to her cousin from the hotel saying I effed up. It wasn't true. Sorry, it wasn't supposed to go this far, and I think I'm in trouble. And then this person, again, that I'm interested in says, yeah, very true, that happened. I don't know. So I reached out to this person. I DM'd her. I don't know if she'll get back or not, or if she'll even come forward, because maybe they don't want that out. So I'll follow up with you guys on that. Let me see here something. Okay, yeah. If you're not texting me about what I'm talking about, don't text me. Let's see. Okay. Now, I think I'm going to do calls now. Should I do calls? Is there anything else I wanted to touch on? Okay. Everybody's talking to me about something else. SF investigates. I didn't. Yo, the only way I saw your chat is because BL sent it to me. That's really funny. Facts don't matter. So you, iCkEdMeL, and that SF jackass are canceled. All right, let's open up the calls. I do want to show you a couple things. I lost some of the conversation in this chat that I had open. There's some interesting things I saw some people make. Let me open up the lines right now for people that I want to call. And I mean, I don't know. After today, until we get something else concrete, whether the police speak or the family speaks, I don't know what else there is to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe we'll move on to a new story. I mean, we'll see if there's some major development, just kind of like the Rudy stuff. And I feel like that's what's kind of happening here too. Like people with that Rudy case, people feel some type of way. Rudy Farias. Now here we have another case that's like kind of questionable. And some people are upset if you even question anything or if you even think it. You can't even think this shit. You can't even have the thought. But, people are kind of, I think, and it's unfortunate, sometimes it has an effect on when real situations are happening, which I still don't know the situation with this one. It affects those type of cases because people now, they're just skeptical as shit. Like, damn, you're not going to give me the okie doke again. But you have to take every case seriously. All right, let me call in. I'm going to call in. I want to hear what you guys have to say on either side, some of your thoughts. I'm going to scroll the Facebook group while I do this. I'm dialing in right now.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. And again,
call in studio web interface.
This usually goes without saying, but of course, I don't advocate anybody harass these people, harass the family, like contacting them, showing them up at their house, like all this crazy shit. Crime stoppage of Central Alabama on Monday reversed its course after announcing more than $60,000 raised. They said they were going to do refunds, and now they said, nope, no refunds. Wow. Mason. I guess that maybe they'll revert it and put it to other cases. No, what are you doing? 407, how you doing? Where are you calling from?
It's Cheeks.
Hi.
You know, I'm watching. I'm not that
Cheeks.
into the chat right now because I'm doing something, but, you know, I'm listening. So, is it just me or all these Gone Girl cases really starting to, like, see an uptick? I don't know. Did you ever watch the movie Gone Girl, or do you know about the whole
I heard it
Gone
was really
Girl?
good, though.
Okay. It was. It's kind of a slow burn, but it really is a good movie if ever you find yourself needing to watch something that's pretty good, Gone Girl. But, you know, this almost kind of runs parallel with the Sherry Papini thing, like listening to what you were saying about how supposedly her and the boyfriend broke up and she wanted to do something drastic. Sherry Papini wanted to take a break from being a wife and a mom and having to do the whole stay-at-home mom thing. Now, Sherry Papini, you know how we keep thinking about these charges and whatnot. Sherry Papini, after, you know, all those years of, I was abducted by these Hispanic women, and when they finally, you know, broke into the whole entire investigation and they're like, okay, well, this was clearly BS. She caught charges that she's also having to pay restitution to the money that was put into her investigation. Like all the
did she?
manpower and all that other stuff. Yes. So it is very possible. And this was only recently. Remember, Sherry Papini was kidnapped. The chat can figure out the timing of it. I just forgot when it happened, but she was kidnapped, and then it was kind of like when she popped back home, nobody said anything, but apparently the cops continued investigating the case, and then eventually when they were like, okay, well, this was all cap, they went after her, and she got arrested, and they told her that she had to pay restitution to the police department for all the manpower, all the time that was invested in investigating this faux kidnapping. And she caught charges. Her and the guy who helped her.
Wow.
But if it is a mental situation, then I don't really see them pressing any charges. And just like somebody said, of course, we all know HIPAA laws. If it breaks down to the fact that she did have a mental episode, they're not going to let us know. I'm glad that she's found. I don't know if we're going to really get an answer. I know we as a public, because we get so invested in these cases, we want to know every single detail. But I feel like cases like this, we're not going to know every detail. You know what I mean?
I have a couple of videos in my members area of just cases of like local cases of women that were missing. People started searching. Turned out it was either like a mental thing or a drug thing, and then you don't hear about it ever again. I mean, the family's saying they're going to talk to media, which is cool. I hope they do, or the police saying they are. But a lot of the times I've covered cases where you just don't hear anything after. Like, that's it.
No. So I don't.
The other thing too,
I don't know.
I forgot her last tweet that she made. Remember, it was something about family. I forgot the exact words. I don't know if you remember Carlee's last tweet.
No,
that same
I
night,
don't remember.
right before she went missing. Okay, something about family or wanting family or something. I thought it was
Like
kind
wanting
of
to be around family.
I forgot. I'm gonna have to pull it up.
Okay. I just, like I said, I'm glad that she was found. I was kind of struggling on the fence about it because, of course, we watched that video so many times on Saturday. I was looking at the shadows. And I was like, bro, I just don't see it. I just don't see it. And then I said it really could have been a setup. I mean, not for nothing. I like to wear wigs, and sometimes my head is itching or it gets too damn hot. I will snatch off my wig, and that sucker will be sitting right there in my passenger seat. So it's not that hard. And, you know, just placing all the little pieces of evidence and then just walking off into a distance and be like, bro, I just, you know, we all have those moments sometimes where that's literally what you want to do. Am I right? You just want to drop everything and just go off. You don't want to tell nobody where you're at. you just want a break. And honestly, that could have been that situation. And when she realized how big this shit was getting, then, oh shit, I'm in trouble. Just like supposedly somebody got that information from a source. And now I got to sit here and I got to figure out what to do to see if there's any way that I could avoid really getting into some deep shit. I don't know. I don't know if it was mental because we haven't heard a history of running away. We haven't heard, a history of any type of mental situations in between, growing up, childhood, and all that other stuff. But I'm glad she's home. But this is first Rudy, then this shit. And I'm like, bruh, if we get another third little, little fire, I'm just going to be like, okay, yeah, I'm going to take some time off of the true
Imagine the
crime
next
community.
case, right?
Listen, I'm just going to be at a point, and I've always been able to play devil's advocate, but like, I was playing devil's advocate with the Rudy situation. I was playing devil's advocate with this situation. I'm literally just about to like cool it. If I get another story and I get another haymaker thrown at me, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm off true crime for like at least a solid 2 weeks, and then I'll come back. But like, it's kind of crazy. Like I said, I mean, I'm glad she's found, but here we are. Will we get some information? Who knows? We hope we do, but at the end of the day, we know, just like you said, you've done tons of stories where this type of stuff happens and then it just goes quiet.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, you know what you know, and that's all you need to know, and just know that, we're doing whatever we're doing on the back end. So, who knows? But all right, I'm going to let you go.
Thank you.
Because I'm not in the chat right now. But yes, like I said, Sherry Papini, she definitely did catch charges. There was no mental situation. So it is a high possibility that if after everything is said and done and they realize this was not a mental break, she might end up catching some form of charges, and she may also have to pay back some restitution. So we'll see.
Okay.
We will definitely see.
All right. Awesome. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Right.
I'll see you guys in the chat.
Amazing. Okay. 732, and the caller number is 954-787-3009. 732, how you doing? Where you calling from?
Hey, Mel, this is K Solo from New Jersey.
Hey, Solo, how you doing?
All right. I highlighted your name in the message in the chat, but everybody want to talk about how did she see the child or whatever, right? Check this out. We was on the Parkway, the Garden State Parkway in New Jersey.
Yeah.
We was on that road, and my father spotted $100 bill in the wood line.
What?
And we was wondering, it was like, it wasn't dark, but it was like dusk getting dark.
Yeah.
And we was wondering why he pulled the car over to the shoulder real fast and was backing up. He got out that car, came back with $100.
You saw $100 bill while driving?
Yeah.
On the highway?
Yeah.
Wow.
This was back when the speed limit was still 55 on the Parkway. He had been doing 60, maybe 65.
Wow. Holy crap. So you're saying you can't, but you said it was almost getting dark. It was almost getting dark.
Yeah,
you saw that. Wow. He got supervision.
Like the front line area was dark, but it was still a little bit of light in the sky.
Mm-hmm. Right. Holy
I was
crap.
like, how in the world did he spot that? Some people got them good eyes.
And what do you think about this story? What's your thoughts on this?
Just like that Rudy story, I don't know what to think about this one because, granted, we were all praying for her safe return and all of that. And, who wants to hear about, the demise of somebody due to a situation like that, but I don't know. It's just weird.
Yeah. It's kind of holding out to see, I guess, right? Waiting to see what comes.
Yeah, because, I've been following it with you. And you had the enhanced version that made it look like it was kind of like daylight.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking, I'm like, I don't see like another car or a body or in the grass or nothing. But in one of them blurry versions, I did see a car that was in like not the slow lane, but like the middle lane.
Yeah.
And that had their flashes on that had moved over to the slow lane, but I never seen them like pull over to the shoulder. So I'm like, could that car have anything to do with the situation? And then I did see a car. I don't know. It could have been a shadow, but it looked to be a car without any lights on, like driving in the slow lane. I don't know.
Okay.
It's just weird.
All right.
And that video was very, like you could just about see anything that you put your mind to see,
Right. Right.
Because I was seeing all kind of craziness, but then when I seen like the clearer, lightened up video, I was like, oh no, that ain't what I thought I saw.
Wow. All right. Well, thank you, man. Somebody was saying that Daddy had the $100 in his pocket and pulled up and did that.
Well, why did he pull over to the side of the road and back up on the
Oh, he
shoulder?
backed up too?
Get out the car, go up in the woods, and come right back. I don't know, but he came back with a $100 bill, and we went and did something fun with that money.
Nice. All right. Well, thank you for calling.
But,
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you get to the other callers, and have a good night.
Thanks. You too.
All right.
Bye.
All right, bye.
Okay, Solo. Okay, 757. How you doing? Where you calling from? 757.
Oh, hey.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm calling from Virginia. How you doing?
Amazing. Pretty good. Thanks for calling.
Did you get some rest Sunday? 'Cause
Yes, I
Saturday
did.
was what?
I kind of chilled today too. Today I didn't until tonight. I was hanging out with the baby. Went to the pool. Just chilled most of the day. Then just jumped on tonight.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Well,
Thanks.
these cases, the speculation that flies everywhere just always amuses me. And then we find out the end, and I'm wondering how many people have like a red face, like, wow.
Right.
But I personally think that, well, it's speculation. If you wanted to see somebody, like if I was going to do that, but I won't do that, and I haven't done that. If I wanted to hang out with somebody and I didn't want my parents to know, then I would tell them I'm going over to a girlfriend's house, drop the food off, go to a girlfriend's house, spend the night, maybe another night, and I'll be back on Monday.
Right.
If that's the case. Because, nothing else really makes sense.
Yeah, the times now have changed from back in the day. So when things like this are happening, especially so mysterious, it's getting like national attention. People go missing all the time. It doesn't get this kind of attention. I think it's because of that video that was released. It's what brought so much interest into this, seeing somebody's last moments before they vanish. You couldn't even barely even see her walk off.
And you throw in the sensationalism that they stopped for a toddler on the side of the road.
Right. The toddler thing. Right. That's too right.
But I will say one thing, and then I'll hang up because I tend to ramble on. I do not think, even though we don't know if it's a cry wolf or whatever, I don't think it's going to stop people in the communities. If somebody goes missing, I don't think it's going to stop them from going and finding them.
Right. Somebody in the chat too said she's 25 years old. Why would she have to like sneak and hide and stuff? I guess unless she had strict parents, but yeah, I don't know why she would have to duck off.
Well, strict parents, possibly. Maybe she promised them that, she'd marry whatever. Who knows what the family dynamics are. And we really don't need to know that as long as nobody's been killed or murdered. But yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say.
Amazing. Well, thank you for calling. Appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
All right, keep up the great work.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Bye.
All
Good night.
Bye.
I don't know, pimpins. The phone number again is 954-787-3009. I don't know. We need, in order to keep further talking, like I said, after the stream, I guess unless they come up with something new, we need more information. 318, how you doing? Where you calling from?
Hello?
Hi, how you doing?
Oh, hi. I just wanted to say that actually I think, I don't know if y'all have heard of the Chloe Stein case.
Chloe what?
Chloe Steen or Stein. She was a young nursing student in Pennsylvania she disappeared, and she was a nursing student, But she disappeared because, sorry for my baby, she disappeared because she was embarrassed to tell her parents that she dropped out of school.
Oh.
So I think that's an angle that everybody's not really paying attention to, is that she was a nursing student, and it's a very rigorous program to get into nursing school. So who knows? Maybe this girl, Carlee, felt the pressure from nursing school, and maybe she, couldn't keep it up. I don't know.
Right.
So I just wanted to throw out that angle. She could have had strict parents. It seems that she has a boyfriend, so she could have seen somebody on the side. I don't know.
I think I see that story you're talking
like
about.
Anymore,
Right.
people still kind of have
Like these pressures,
parents,
especially living at home. When you're living at home, the parents, they still want to control you. You got mama's control and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my husband, he was telling me how that's an affluent area, kind of. So
Right.
I don't know. Who knows? They could have been paying for her school, and she could have been doing stuff on the side that she didn't want people knowing about. Who knows? So yeah.
All right. Well, thanks. I pulled up that story too. I think this is the person found alive. She disappeared from a football game, but they're saying she ran away. Something. I think it's a girl you're talking about.
No, so her name is Chloe Steen or Chloe Stein, but it was out of Pennsylvania.
Oh, this was Chloe Campbell. Maybe this is somebody else then. Oh, no, it's somebody else then. There's another one. There's a lot of kids that run away.
Chloe Stein.
Okay.
So it's, look that up. Chloe Stein, Pennsylvania, nursing. She was supposed to be majoring in nursing, but she dropped out.
Okay.
And her parents, she went missing, and her parents were
got her.
expecting her to graduate. So
I think I found it. I think they charged this lady. Oh hell no, Chloe Stein. Oh hell no! Missing 23-year-old woman faces charges after faking her own kidnapping. Oh, hell to the no.
And that it's showing a lot of similarities because she mysteriously disappeared and then showed up days later. So that's on that.
Well, thank you for sharing that story. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Y'all have a blessed night.
You too. Thank you.
Everybody.
All right. Bye. Good call. I want to briefly read this and get the next call. There's a lot of people holding. A 23-year-old woman deemed missing earlier this week in Western Pennsylvania actually faked her own abduction and now faces several charges, including false alarm to the Agency of Public Safety. Police said Chloe Stein's apparent disappearance Monday night prompted an urgent search that cost state authorities tens of thousands of dollars, State Police Trooper Steve said. According to the police, the last known contact with Stein was a text that she sent to her boyfriend Monday night, alleging that she was being pulled over. Oh, I think somebody, the Cheeks reference this? Somebody referenced this before, I think. So she claims she was pulled over. Less than 24 hours later, police acting on a tip found her safe at home, sleeping. Oh, hell no. In Jeanette. According to the court documents obtained, Stein initially told police that she had been abducted at gunpoint by a man in a mask before being released near her home. Oh, so she just popped up at the house, huh? But later admitted to making up the story. Oh, shit. Stein reportedly was supposed to graduate from Penn State University this weekend, but police learned that she had not been enrolled there for more than a year. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's take the next caller. Good story. 703, how you doing? Where you calling from?
Hey, yo, Mel.
What's up?
I'm calling from Virginia. Virginia's in the house.
Amazing. How you doing, man?
Good. I've got a crazy theory if you want to hear it.
Let's go.
I like the last caller. This may tie into that. If you run a quick Google search for Red Roof Inn trafficking lawsuit, there's an ongoing lawsuit. I think it might be class action because it involves several victims. So they're suing Red Roof Inn, saying Red Roof Inn knew this was going on, and they allowed it to happen. They just kind of turned their shoulder, pretended it wasn't going on. Now Red Roof Inn is being held liable for that. So I'm thinking, what if she thought, well, I'll just fake it, and then I'll probably get a call from this lawyer. All of a sudden, we've got millions of dollars.
Wow, interesting. Yeah, see the article. There's a couple of articles talking about it. Very interesting. Someone on the phone, a friend of mine told me about this, but I hadn't looked it up myself. Very interesting. And especially that the call came from there. Ooh, so maybe this could tie back to maybe she was. You think she was trafficked or somebody kidnapped her? Or you're not sure?
I think she could have set it up to even look like it. Like there's probably some cameras in the lot. You pull up the car, maybe she kind of went along with it.
Right.
I don't know. How's your Honda, by the way? I'm worried about your Honda.
It is good. The only thing, like, is the brakes working great. The only thing is the oil is kind of running out fast still. I need to take it to a shop again. That's the only thing right now is the oil, and then the when I run over water, sometimes the steering wheel stops. Kind of like it gives you a hard time turning for like a minute or something, or a couple of seconds, and the battery light comes on. I think it's like water flying up, even though the cover's there. Maybe it's not covering it properly. Something weird with that I got to figure out. So I don't know, but yes, right now it's running okay.
I had an old Civic.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. I had an old Civic. It did the same thing. It would not leak oil. It just burns it up.
Yes,
an old motor. You got to keep dumping oil into it.
Yeah, I've taken it to get looked at. It's just
time
burning
for a
it.
new car, though.
Yeah, I know. I'm considering that for sure. All right, well, thanks, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, I didn't know about this red roof thing. I wonder if I could find a video on it too. Very interesting. I mean, I had multiple people tell me it's shady. Shady place.
It is. I prefer Motel 6.
Yeah, I know. I like them too, actually. They're pretty decent. The roof in.
All right, Mel. Thanks.
All right, thanks. Appreciate it. Interesting for sure. 832, how you doing? Where you calling from?
Hi, hello.
Hi, how you doing?
Hi, I'm fine. This is my first time calling in, so I'm calling from Texas. How are
Texas.
you?
Good. Thank you for calling. Thanks for the first time caller.
Thank you. So I don't really have anything to offer. What I really wanted to say was that, I've been hearing all of these and seeing everything in chat, and I just hope that everyone stays objective. And that's my thing is just everyone stay objective, because from the beginning of this thing, initially I was on her side, and I thought, oh my God, this poor lady, she puts something that I would do. I would totally pull over if I saw a baby, or a dog or something standing on the side of the road. I would totally pull over to render aid. That's just me. Even if I was by myself or was unarmed or whatever, I would, and in hindsight, I'd be like, okay, I'm being kidnapped and it's my fault. I shouldn't have pulled over for a baby, But then I started reading all of this stuff in chat, and I started to get a little upset because I thought, oh, it's just because she a black girl, right? And I'm that's that's not the unpopular belief, but I really thought, oh, that's because she a black girl. Oh, it's because she got a white baby, And it was all of this stuff I was kind of worried about. People were jumping on the train to be against her, and now I'm kind of like in the middle, I guess people say, straddling the fence. And then I'm kind of hoping that she doesn't come out and say anything.
Really?
And I'll tell you why.
Tell me.
Because, I hope she doesn't, because I felt for Rudy as well. And then he came out and opened his mouth. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of hope that she doesn't come out and say anything for that reason, because if Rudy had stayed quiet, it would have been one thing. If he had shut the hell, but as soon as he opened his mouth, I was like, why, Rudy, why?
Right.
So for that reason, I kind of hope she does. But my thing is, I'm just hoping that everyone, because now I've just made the decision, I'm going to straddle the fence, I'm going to be objective, not have any opinion for or against until the police finish their investigation.
Right.
Because maybe there is something that we're not seeing. You never know about the baby. And maybe somebody was on the other side of the woods and pulled her. You just never know. So I'm just going to wait until they finish all of their stuff. And I would kind of hope everyone, not everyone, because I know everyone's going to do what everyone's going to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's social media. But I just kind of encourage people to try to stay a little bit more objective. That's all.
All right. Amazing. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you. Okay.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Good call.
15 sex trafficking survivors are fighting for their day in court.
What?
Channel 2 Cobb County Bureau Chief Michelle Newell's live in Smyrna. And Michelle, this all stems from a larger existing lawsuit.
That's right. Lawsuits were filed against Metro Atlanta hotels in 2019. Another one was filed the following year. The Red Roof Inn here in Smyrna is named in both. The company plans on fighting this and denies all the allegations. The attorney representing these clients says his clients aren't giving up.
Horrific things were happening. We have children, 16-year-old children that were literally choked in front of hotel employees.
Sex trafficking.
In front of hotel employees. We have a bunch of calls. I'm going to get the next call, but
Physical abuse and more is what a number of survivors say they experienced.
This was a hotel where there was literally their own employees would testify. At times there'd be 10, 15, 20 different girls that were being trafficked during the, every day.
All of it is laid out in a federal lawsuit.
We think it is abundantly clear on all of the public record that, the hotel not only should have known about it and turned a blind eye, but had actual knowledge that sex trafficking was going on at this hotel.
A lawsuit was filed against 4 different Metro Atlanta hotels in 2019. 11 more sex trafficking survivors came forward and filed a lawsuit the following year. Attorney Patrick McDonough says his team is representing all of them. The Red Roof Inn in Smyrna is one of the hotels named in the lawsuit.
Survivors' goal, really all into a T, their primary and fundamental goal is to try to change the behavior at the hotels so this doesn't happen to any other young girls or young people in the future.
We contacted the Red Roof Inn and received this statement. The company will fight these allegations vigorously. We condemn sex trafficking in all forms. So a few things. The hotel's lawyers filed a motion for summary judgment. Their argument is that this shouldn't go forward. Attorney McDonough tells me his team responded to that last Friday. A judge will decide what happens next. He's hoping this case is sent to a jury trial. Reporting live from Cobb County.
Okay. I'm sorry. Let me get the next callers. I just wanted to add that in. 773. Thank you for holding.
Hello?
Hi, how you doing?
Hi, I just wanted to say, initially I was on Carlee's side because kidnappings do happen. But after the second day, I was done. Like, nothing makes sense. Where's the baby? They owe us answers.
Ooh.
The whole country was searching for her. We are owed answers. So for her family to say, oh, leave us alone, let us get some rest. No, we didn't get any rest. Everyone was up searching for her. Like, I don't even know her, and I was concerned.
Right.
So, yeah, they owe us answers. I don't believe anything that was said. I believe that she went off to cheat on her boyfriend, and for some strange reason, she thought it would be a good idea to call the cops and say, oh, I see a baby on the side of the road. That's crazy. Like, even if she does have some kind of mental illness, I feel like we are still owed answers. Like, I wouldn't want her working on my, no offense, but if her illness is as bad as they are making it out to be, then I don't think she'll be able to work with any patients if she is in nursing school. If it's that bad to the point where she's going to call the cops and say she see a toddler on the side of the road and scream and throw her phone on the ground and snatch her wig off. Like, that's
Yeah.
too much.
Yeah.
So, illness or not, mental illness or not, no offense to anyone who has it going on, but illness or not, lying, we need answers. They need to tell us something. I mean, because from what I'm thinking, she went off, cheated on her boyfriend, got her back blown out.
Oh, come
and
on.
If that's the case,
Jesus
then,
Christ. Oh my God.
you know, I mean, if it's that easy, we get fame and fortune just to run off, disappear, and get our backs blown out, then we all should be getting fame and fortune. I mean, but I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm just saying. But it's just not, it's fishy.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you. Appreciate the call. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Cancel. Sarah, thank you so much for the super chat. What was the story about Carlee at the police station? The police posting about what a great person she was before this happened. What was that all about? We talked about that on a previous stream. I think it was called Harpersville. Harpersville responded because people were saying, "Oh, but what happened? And something's going on, and was she arrested, or like what was whatever?" They responded, and I'm just paraphrasing. I don't remember exactly what they said. They just said that they encountered her. She was doing business or something. And that they said there's nothing there. They just that they encountered her and that she was a really nice and great person. I guess Harpersville is like maybe a small town. I don't know what that town is like. It's always summer. Thank you for the super chat. It says, Mel, have you seen the full cam footage? Yeah, multiple times. At 9 hours and 31 minutes, you see flashes on the right shoulder of the camera view. She doesn't start rolling up into view until 9:34. Why was she off camera? Oh, that's what you guys are talking about. No, I haven't seen that actually. I didn't know the full thing in 9 hours was dropped, or whatever, how many hours it was. Oh, okay. I didn't know they released that. So you're saying, okay, let me read that again then. At 9:31:33, you just see flashes on the right side of the right shoulder at a camera view. Oh, hell nah. She doesn't start rolling up into view until 9:34:42. Why was she off cam for 3 minutes? I don't know. Okay. There was something I wanted to say, but it completely slipped my mind. Oh, somebody here said on Facebook, if it was a hoax, God will deal with her. So just let God deal with her. You guys shouldn't be saying anything. All right. Okay. 609. 609, how you doing? Where you calling from?
What's up? What's up, Mel?
Oh, how you doing?
Hi. Good, calling from, Jersey.
Jersey. How you doing?
Good. I just wanted to, say, like, I thought it was like a hoax. Like, I didn't, think she, like, got really abducted. Like, there wasn't, I mean, it's weird. The whole case is weird because there's, like, the camera, you can see, like, her last, like, where she was. There wasn't, if there was, like, a kid on the highway, there's a lot of traffic. So, I thought someone else would have stopped if they saw a kid. The main thing I was saying is, like, there was reward money. What's going to happen, with the reward money?
I guess they're keeping it. They were going to refund people, but now they're saying they're going to keep it now. I guess, I don't know. That's kind of interesting. Okay, and the weird thing is, like, I could understand if there was, like, or whatever. They're like, we don't do this at all, and so we're not going to do it. But the fact that they were like, yeah, we're going to refund everybody, and then they're like, oh, you know what? No. Like, okay, that's interesting. I don't know. Wow.
Right. I mean, what was that, 60 grand? Like,
yeah.
Where's that? Who keeps that 60 grand?
I know.
And then, what else do I want to say? I guess, like, and then if she was driving, if you're driving on the highway and you see a kid, she had to, like, loop around. There's no way, she just, like, pulled, like, you know what I mean? Like, you're going
right.
60 miles an hour. You have to, like, take the next exit, loop around, get back on the highway. So, I don't know. I think the case is just weird.
Thanks,
it's
man.
definitely weird, but
Do you think they're going to come out with official? They're going to tell us what happened?
I think they have. You know, they
have to.
They have to. There's getting, you know, a lot of you know, a lot of attention. I mean, it's all over TikTok. You know, everyone covering it. So it's a lot of attention. So they have to give, you know, like answers. And then if she got abducted, then there should be like,
right.
You know, is there an investigation going on?
Right.
You know, like.
Right. Exactly.
So that's all I had to say.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate you calling and thanks for holding.
You got it, bud.
All right. Take care.
Yeah.
Bye. All right. Nice call. Real quick. So people are all over the place, right? Somebody said, now I'm starting to believe she's seen a ghost or some type of spiritual entity. No one's seen a toddler except for her. She asked her, are you okay? No response from the child. Why? It's because some spirits communicates on different frequencies compared to the living. There's a lot of tarot card people out there that believe in the cards, and you know, there's a lot of people that believe in like magic and stuff like that. And so like for some people, this is probably like a possibility for them. Maybe the people that are still thinking about the baby, maybe this is all that's left, is that it was a spiritual entity that communicated with her, and that's why. All right, 602, how you doing? Where you calling from?
Hello?
Hi, how you doing?
Hi, this is Laura in Scottsdale, Arizona.
Hi, Laura. Thanks for calling.
How you doing?
Good.
Well, I don't really care so much about the Carlee Russell case. I watch you because you're hilarious, and I love watching your show.
Thank you.
I was born in New York, and I grew up in Puerto Rico. My dad had a plane, so we went to the DR muchísimas veces, siempre, los fines de semana, tal. Santo Domingo fuimos. So I love watching you, and I love your sense of humor and how you talk and everything. To me, the Carlee Russell situation, it's a little bit like voyeurism. You know, if you walk by somebody's window and you see them having sex, do you stop and watch? No, that's none of your business.
So
maybe you don't realize the window's open.
So
whatever.
You think it's like overboard?
Yeah, it's like let them deal with it, and we'll find out what happened when we happen. All the speculation is just making it more confusing. And what was that picture that they had of her without the wig on, where she had a look like a baby or a child on her lap that was
I don't know.
blurred out? What was that?
I don't know.
Was that the baby that she got?
See, cops released that as an image for the most accurate way that she would look now, and I guess inadvertently they released a picture, not thinking that like with a baby in her hand blurred out, not thinking that like that's gonna fuel the fire.
Okay, so it wasn't from then.
Police released it. I mean, it was one of her pictures, but they said that this is what she more accurately looks like. But a lot of people were saying, you could see that she was holding a baby and it was blurred out. So people are like, is that the baby? Is that the baby that was found? Is that the baby she was talking about? So I don't think it was a great picture to put out, because now that adds even more fuel to the flame type of shit, you know?
Yep. Well, as soon as I get a job, I'm going to become a member. I know none of my
You're
chats
good.
get read because I'm not a member.
Listen, I definitely always read the super chats, but I'll read the regular chats as well, but I just can't read it. We got like 4,000 people, but I read the funny chats when I can, the regular people too in there. So.
When I really have something to say, I send you a comment.
Okay.
And you usually thumb me up, so.
Okay.
Pura sabrosura, mijo.
Thank you. Cuídate.
It's really great talking to you.
Nice talking to you too.
Cuídate igualmente.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
So she said, y'all just mind your business. 801, how you doing? Where you calling from?
Hey, Mel. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
Good. So just a few thoughts running through my head as I feel like with true crime, everybody wants it instantaneously, all the answers, which I get. But at the same time, we don't work in a world like that where police can give us all the information we want right away. I don't necessarily think that it was a hoax. I think that we need to definitely give her the benefit of the doubt.
Right.
I think people jump to too many conclusions, just like they did in multiple cases. Like with Kylie Rodney, everybody was jumping to conclusions. You got involved in that. People were thinking that you were involved. I don't think we have enough footage, and it was extremely dark to see what was going on the other side of the freeway, and all the trees and stuff like that. And if you look back, I don't know if you remember the case of Mackenzie Lewick, but she was in Salt Lake City at the airport and came back to Salt Lake from California and disappeared after being in an Uber. Everybody thought that she just ran away and disappeared, but no, she was murdered. And 2002, I want to say it was, Elizabeth Smart was kidnapped. She lived through 9 months of torture in hell.
Right.
And people thought that that was a hoax. But as soon as you got everybody up on the stand, and there were people at parties that had saw her, and it's just insane to me that people jump to conclusions so quickly.
Right.
I just feel bad.
I agree. Like, as far as giving the benefit of the doubt, you have to give the benefit of the doubt. But I just think these circumstances, I mean, there's still a lot we don't know, but she's home. She's not dead. She's not murdered. It's a very weird, suspicious. There's a lot of things that don't add up. But yeah, we don't have the full story. Yeah, I mean, but
everybody's not a murderer too.
Right. And there's also a lot of people that run away and come. There's more people that run away and come home or run away willingly than there is people that were kidnapped. Like, I think statistically, I have to pull up that article. Not every case somebody goes missing, it's sex trafficking and they're tortured and murdered.
Yeah. Well, let's just throw this out there. For instance, when I was a teenager, which was ages ago, and it was, let's say, in the 90s, I used to run away all the time. And I would be gone for 3 or 4 weeks at a time. And I would be staying with older people that I probably shouldn't have been staying with. But there was, back in that time, there wasn't anybody really searching for me as a missing kid because I was just doing my own thing. And that just had to do with having unbalanced parents. But it's a different world that we live in today than I did back then. And so when my daughter leaves the house, of course I'm on top of her ass to find out where she's going, what she's doing, because you can't, the trust is not there anymore. It's a completely different world. It's sad. But I just think that people want instant gratification, and in the true crime industry, that's what they're wanting and expecting, and it's not as simple and cut as dry. Look at what happened with the Long Island serial killer, how long that took, and people blame those girls, and it's just like, people need to step back and look at reality.
Right.
Just my opinion.
Okay, well, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that.
I don't know.
Appreciate the call.
Like
the other side.
Have a good rest of your
Appreciate
night.
it. You too. Thanks.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. So she's saying, hold out and wait. We don't know. 617, how you doing? Where you calling from?
Hello?
Hi.
Oh, can you hear me? Sorry, I don't speak up.
Yeah, you're good. I hear you.
So I'm from Boston. So I was the one, I'm wicked ADHD, so I had to write a couple things down. So I was the one who sent you the picture yesterday. That's why I thought it was ironic that the baby thing just got brought out.
What picture?
So the picture of her holding the baby where it was completely blurred out.
Right.
So I almost thought some crazy weird shit like that too. Like, did this girl maybe lose a baby? That's why I sent it to you. I didn't say that because I'm like, that was before she was found. You know what I mean?
Right.
These things, the guy that you pulled up earlier, I'm like, yo, he touched on everything I have been thinking from the very beginning. And it's not my business. It's really nobody's business, right? But I think everybody's so invested in this that, it's so realistically and logically speaking, I think he was so on point with everything. And I think it's all going to come out. I think
Well,
that I think it was all true, what he said.
I have a feeling that we're not going to get the full story. Maybe it seems like police are going to say something. I guess the family's going to say something, but I don't think we're going to get the full story of what happened. Unless there was something nefarious. I don't think we are.
Right, exactly. And I said that too in your chat yesterday. I said exactly that. Sadly, until it's too late, we don't know all those details, you know? Like, that's usually what happens. The thing is like, I don't know. I was almost thinking when you brought up the boyfriend thing earlier, about how, people were saying he broke up with her, she pulled a stunt, whatever. I almost thought in my head for a split second, I'm like, bro, that kind of makes complete sense. It seemed like it was a stage crime scene. I said that in your chat the second night. It seems too spot on. Everything, the story, the crime scene, the male baby, from how fast you're going down the highway, all those things, like nothing makes sense to me.
Right.
I don't know. I also too am a mother of two. Would I stop for a kid? I've stopped for a cat.
Damn.
Like,
the cats.
I used to drive around with. Yes.
Yeah, people will stop over the cats over the kids.
Not on a highway, but
right.
Well, not on a dark highway. I wouldn't. I mean, but I mean, it's just who we are. My family, like my kids, do the same thing with like stray cats outside. I have to teach my youngest, don't touch stray cats because that's just how we are. Very loving, and a lot of women are gonna, like how they kept saying, like, that's a bait for women. I get that, but like realistically, how much sense does that make? That you don't know who's gonna pull over on a highway in the middle of the night? Like, what kind of lore is that's just weird. It's weird. It's all weird. And I think too, like, why we might not get the full story is, like, because criminal charges will be brought for that. It's a crime to. I believe those are like felony charges. No,
I don't know if felony.
I'm not saying she did. I'm saying
I don't know if felony. I don't know. Yeah, I it would be interesting to ask. I wonder if maybe that guy would come out. That attorney guy. Maybe I could message him. He'd come on sometime. I don't know what kind of possible charges. And then again, it would have to, if there's any mental health or not. But if there's no mental health, yeah, I'm curious. I don't know.
They would bring charges if there wasn't the mental health, I think. But that's exactly what I was just going to say. Who knows, like, too, like, mental, I hate to say it. I mean, I deal with my own shit. Who doesn't? But it's an easier thing to pass today than it was many years ago, right? So you got to look at it in that aspect, too.
Yeah.
Anybody, hey, I have anxiety.
Yeah.
Anybody can have anxiety.
Whenever the time comes that they're going to cancel me, I'm going to come up with some shit too. That's why I got the DSM-5 right there. I'm going to say I got some shit. I got an anxiety. I'm stressed out. Y'all emotionally abusing me. Leave me alone. Yeah, I'm going with some shit too when I get canceled.
Defamation.
Mm-hmm.
Absurd. No, but I was thinking no bullshit. I was thinking all those things too. Like, it's just, there's so many ways around that. You know what I mean? And then that girl saying, "Oh, I was pulled over for the tent," and the cops laughed because they knew all of it. Like,
right.
These cops, these men and women, been doing this shit for years and years. Most of them, they smelt it out before. I bet you and I probably could have.
Probably, yeah.
But yeah.
Well, thank you.
And like, you know what just threw me too, real quick, right?
Mm-hmm.
Remember how like the first one I think the first live that you were on about it the other night? Didn't they say her purse was in the car?
I thought I heard it was, but then like that police statement, it seems like it was outside almost, right?
Yeah, right. Because when you read it earlier, and that's what I read too, I was like, wait a minute, it's so weird. Because who puts I keep going to swear. I'm sorry. Who puts their purse on? This is what I'm thinking, to get out and check on a toddler on the side of the road. Nobody.
Right.
Nobody's going to do that. So that's strange. And like, I don't know. I think there's more stranger than fast, right? Like,
right.
Pretty much the point I'm trying to make. But yeah, I just wanted to give my my input on those things.
Well, I thank you for calling from Boston. I love the accent.
So I'm sure you can hear it. Everybody says that.
Well, thank you.
Have a good one.
You too.
Thanks
Take
so
care.
much.
Bye.
Thanks, you too.
Bye. All right, let's take this one here. 903. How you doing? Where you calling from?
Hey, this is Charity, and
Charity!
I'm from Texas.
How you doing?
Good. It kind of bothers me, and I just wanted to say it out loud. People sitting here saying, that they don't owe us anything, that we don't have to get any kind of an explanation. But once you have involved us all, we're all invested, like her brother or not her brother said, that's our sister in Christ, or it's our sister. We're all rooting for her, and you can expect us not to want some answers at this point. But in my opinion, it goes deeper than that, because if this, and hopefully it wasn't fake, but when someone like Sherry Papini or anyone fakes something like this, there has to be accountability. There has to be some restitution, some consequences, some criminal charges, because who's to say that the general public doesn't end up getting desensitized from all these fake cases, and then it's my kid or your kid or our sister or neighbor or friend who's missing, and we have to jump through all these hoops to get anybody to even issue an Amber Alert or anything like that. I think it's a slippery slope if we don't hold them accountable and make sure that it doesn't become the norm for someone to do this for some sort of hoax or stunt.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point. I think it's already happened too, like the whole desensitization thing. I mean, even because these are like the really big cases. So imagine like the people that aren't getting a lot of attention, and then something happens and nobody's really even taking them serious, or the next time that happens to somebody. I feel like the effect from Rudy and then this one.
Yeah, and we're all out here looking for her, and we could have been looking for someone if it indeed was not true. We needed to be looking for someone else, like the time spent looking for Sherry Papini and all these other people that have faked things. We're wasting resources, or wasting time, when we could be looking for someone who actually needs the public, all of us, to band together and help find them. So
True.
It's just frustrating.
True. Yeah, I agree. Do you think we're gonna get more information, or you think they're gonna keep it kind of hush?
I think there's going to just be a lot of speculation. I wish the police department would issue some kind of statement, but they haven't issued, as far as I know, what I've seen today. They're not issuing a bolo or anything like that, saying, "Hey, we're looking for this individual or this car," or anything like that. They're not telling us anything. In most cases that I get to follow, we've got something we're looking for. Like with the Idaho murders, we were looking for a car. We didn't know who we were looking for, but we were looking for a car. We were all doing something, and we're literally not being asked to do anything except for to mind our own business at this point. So I don't know if we will get answers, but I sure hope we do, because I feel like that we're owed that when we all get involved like we have.
Yeah, I feel like that's what happens when you kind of like, once the ball gets rolling kind of thing. I mean, I've seen a lot of situations where it's kind of like they don't really say anything, but when it has this much attention, and then especially some of the local people, I've seen some of the local people that we're searching that are really pissed off. Some people really upset that they put time and effort. They even said they had kids at the searches. Like some people brought their kids, some people took off of work and stuff. So some people over there locally are pretty upset.
Oh, for sure. I saw some videos of some pretty hot individuals over in Birmingham. They look like they're rowdy about it, and I don't blame them. I would be the same exact way right now. We probably saw some of the same videos.
Yes, we did. It was pretty wild.
Me.
So what Charity?
Well, I appreciate your time.
Yeah.
I just wanted to call in and say this one's got me a little riled up too, and I hope that we do get some answers, and there are instances where we're held accountable for these things if they become untrue.
Right. Thank you, and I appreciate your support, and I know you found the audio the other day too, part of the baby audio.
Yeah.
Dispatch. So thank you.
With 7 kids, I don't have a lot of extra time, but when I can jump in there and help, it makes me smile.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks so much.
All right.
Bye.
Good night. Bye. We got a lot of calls tonight. A lot of calls. I'm going to take more of them. Real quick, just want to read this. And who's next? Okay, 330, you're going to be next. Everyone is so sensitive if you don't agree with their narrative on what happened. Yet, I don't see any of those people praying for or concerned about the toddler used to lure Carlee. So yeah, there's some people. Yeah, the people are talking about the baby. I've seen some people in the chat. The people that like they fully believe this is what it is, and I kind of mentioned it earlier. So where's the outcry for this toddler? Where's the outcry? Where's the national rage for the toddler? Nobody cared about if it was a cat, there would be outrage, but because I'm not a cat or a dog. 330, how you doing? Where you calling from?
I'm calling from Ohio. How you doing, Mel?
Ohio. Good. How you doing?
Yeah, Ohio's in the house. Say, listen, I'm kind of like upset with some people. I know we're all entitled to our own opinion, but I don't think that, we have enough to go on at this point to say one way or the other. I did put in the chat that there is another YouTuber who really slowed that video down really, really slow. And you need to check it out because in that video, you definitely can see two adult people in that video. So check it out in the chat.
I've watched it. I think I've watched almost every video. People have sent me clips. I don't see two people.
Well,
you see two people?
She slowed it down so much. Just check in the chat and see who she is. It's a lady tuber. I don't think you can say their name, but I did put it in the chat, and I wasn't supposed to. Forgive me for that. But anyway, I think that at this point, when I called the police station, they very adamantly said they're not going to say a word until this case is finished being investigated. So it's not like they're not going to say anything. They will say something. And whether or not it's true, something did happen to her, why would she show up that way in front of her parents' house? And I think that if nothing absolutely was wrong with her, or there was nothing to the situation, her parents probably would have reacted a little bit different. So I'm holding out to wait and see. Because I don't want to say one thing and then this young lady has been traumatized, or maybe she does have some mental problems. We don't know at this point. All we're doing is putting some pieces together and coming up with our own conclusions. But I pray to God that, when they get enough evidence, that they will come out hastily and not linger on like they do in some of the other cases.
I hope so, yeah.
And make us wait.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And
I hope they do come forward.
You always do a good job
Thank
on
you.
your shows. I see where your viewership is picking up, membership is picking up. You're on your way to what I predicted. You're going to places, Mel. You're going up the ladder.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
And take care of that beautiful daughter.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it. Okay. So she believes there's a second person in the video and the shadows and 702, how you doing? Where you calling from?
Yes, hi. I'm calling because, I'm really hurt about this case because in 2000, I was held hostage, I was beat, I was repeatedly raped and everything. And, the person who did it to me, they were caught and everything. They found him the same day, and everything. He did 20 years, but however, if this girl is lying, this has triggered me. It's opened up all my wounds, just as if it has happened to me yesterday. And to lie and do a hoax like this is nothing to joke with. I have been through so much. I've been through therapy. I have had a hellish life. And it took me years to find myself, to even restart my life again. This is like nothing to joke or laugh about. So I just pray that this is not a hoax. Because there's a lot of people who have been through this, that this type of stories hurt us. Hello?
I'm sorry to hear about what you went through. That's horrible. And I can see how, for sure, it could be triggering if this turns out to be not true. And I can hear your frustration and kind of like your pain. That's crazy. This guy, I just got 20 years, I guess, but
it's been 20 years, but it's the point of having the nightmares. My kids had to wake up, see me crying, going through the nightmares. I had to fight to get my life back. Now, I have a good life now. I'm not gonna lie. I left Buffalo and I stay on the West Coast now. I've relocated. I started my life over, and I am doing well in my life now. But it's just a point that it always comes back to haunt you in some type of way. And these things is not a joking matter. And you know, the public, I want to praise them because like this happened in 2000 me and everything, there was no Facebook, you know, there was no outcry or to try to find me. I didn't have any help or any of that. So I praise the public for coming together and actually trying to find this girl, because in 2000 they weren't doing that.
Right. It's a whole different thing now
ball
with social
game
media.
now. Yeah, so I praise the public for that, because I was definitely praying for her. I had stayed up at night, you know, and like I said, it triggered me and my emotions. I had to call my therapist to talk about how I felt, because it brought everything back home to me.
Well, thank you so much for calling.
My case is New York State.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say my case is New York State versus Jerry Pitts. It happened in Buffalo, January 3rd, 2000. If anyone wants to go online, and it's on there.
New York
State
State
released
versus
2 years ago.
Wow.
It's Jerry Pitts.
Jerry
he
Pitts.
raised a total of 32 women, and they released him early from a rape program. So they knew that he was a rapist, and they knew that he was raping black women, but they didn't care at that time. However, the Buffalo police did come in and get him, and he did get convicted. So I did get some form of justice.
Jerry Pitts, you said?
Jerry Pitts, yes.
Okay.
He did 20 years, and they released him around COVID.
Wow, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, I see it now. I see it.
If her family's watching, or if she's watching, I pray that this is not a hoax, because this is not funny. This has hurt a lot of people, and it hurts the community, because when we have things like this happen, we need to be believed.
All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate you sharing
I didn't have
your
that
story.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks. Take care. Bye.
Mhm.
I was able to pull up what she said, but this article has it behind like a paywall. Captive woman raped, tortured, man arrested. 2000. It's not letting me read the article though, which is kind of annoying. Okay, let me take the next caller. 708. 708, how you doing? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Mel. I'm calling from Minneapolis. How's it going?
Hi, good. How you doing?
Good. Okay, I'll make this quick because I'm sure you heard the same thing a million times today. Just my 2 cents, my theory. I think she planned this all out for some stupid, foolish reason. It was for attention from her boyfriend, to meet up with someone. Abortion was thrown out there. I don't know. I don't really care the reason, but I do think that she planned this out. I think her brother's girlfriend or fiance or whatever lied about their call. There was no call, no scream, no white baby in a diaper. I think that was all fake. I do think she was at the Red Roof. Maybe she started panicking. Someone recognized her or something, and she realized everything was up. She had to call her parents or whatever. So I do think that 911 call was real. I don't think it was fake like some of her cousins or whatever said it was. If you watch the parents' interview from yesterday, their whole demeanor completely changed. I think they just look really embarrassed. I think
Which interview?
they know their daughter.
News Nation or which
News
one?
Nation or-
Because I saw they were on Good Morning America. I haven't watched it yet. I'm going to show everybody. I haven't watched that one yet, but I don't know which one are you talking about.
Let me think about it and I'll put it in the chat. I
Okay.
thought it was News Nation, but I'll get back to you on that. But I think the next time that we see the parents, it's going to be with a lawyer. I think they're racing to find a lawyer who's willing to help them out. I think they know that their daughter lied and they don't know how to handle the situation. I don't think they were in on this or anything like that, like some people were saying. I think they were surprised as much as everyone else, and they're just trying to figure it out. Yeah, that's kind of my 2 cents.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Appreciate the call.
Thanks.
Thanks. Take care. Okay. She thinks it was all. I just want to show this from the NCMEC. Receives, which is National Children. Let me just get the acronym. I can't think right now. National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Got which way it goes. Receives reports of missing children that fall into one of 5 case types, including non-family abductions. A non-family abduction occurs when a child is taken by someone known but not related to the child, such as a neighbor or an online acquaintance, or by someone unknown to the child. Non-family abductions are the rarest of case and make up only 1% of the missing children cases reported. Think about someone known but not related. Okay. Oh, let me get the next call. There's a lot of different statistics to go through. That's about children. 832, how you doing? Where you calling from?
Hey Mel, this is Amy again from Texas. How are you?
Hi, Amy. Good. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. I just want to say a disclaimer really quickly. I know everybody's passionate and they have their, inputs and they really want to get through the line. But let's be mindful to all the callers, people. Let's not drag it out too long because there is a lot of people waiting to talk, and some of you got up here and took about 20, 30 minutes of a conversation. So I'm going to keep it quick.
Okay.
First of all, I was one of the first people, you might remember I called the other day. I named all these stories. Takara Fields, Cherie Panini, Chloe Stein, who did fake their own hoax. And I was attacked in chat. The moderators banned me in your chat. I can't even talk in your chat anymore. I'm under Lionsgate if you want to look me up and unban me.
Actually, I remember your name. Can you email me when you have a chance? Email me your link when you get off.
I will. Thank you.
Your channel.
Thank you.
But go ahead.
So there were a couple people who were agreeing with me, but the rest of the chat was like, no, ban her. She don't know what she's talking about. Listen, I've been following crime cases for years and years and years. I've been right about all of them. I'm going to give my quick little input. Like I said the other day, in my own opinion, this girl planned this hoax. She got into an argument or maybe whatever happened with her boyfriend. But let me go in a little deeper than haven't heard anybody say yet. What I think happened, and I'll still stick to this, is that she and her boyfriend, now that he's all of a sudden came out and posted, everybody da-da-da, which people said he had been posting. I had never seen it until she came home. But I think they did this for the money.
Really?
Once they both realized, wait a minute. Oh, shoot, it's getting too hot. Oh, wait a minute. They decided, you know what, you better just go ahead and go back home. Let me remind you all that her boyfriend was the only one that said, hey, everybody, give us some time. She's not talking to anybody right now, because she literally had to fight for her life for 48 hours straight. How would he know that? Where is the proof of that? When she went to the hospital to get checked, wouldn't they be looking for this person if they did so much damage to her? And wouldn't they put out to the public, hey, we're looking for such and such, or something, instead of just keeping it quiet and the family being like, we want to talk about it, now we don't. We want to give the money back, now we don't. But it's not adding up.
But let me ask you though, where's the money grab though? Like the family, I don't think had a GoFundMe, right? So where's the money grab for them?
There was reward money put up for any information on her being missing. And I think they knew, because she comes from an affluent family. We all saw the house, we saw the neighbors, we saw the neighborhood they live in. Her boyfriend and her probably planned this scheme, or it could have been another guy she was talking to. Like people were saying, it was the guy on the side or whatever the case, somebody she met up with. They knew that her family was going to fight tooth and nail to get her back, and they did. So I don't blame the parents, but I'm just saying it was a money grab gone wrong because it got too serious, and they were expecting to get that reward money. They might have even thought that they were going to get some of that GoFundMe money until the parents said, you know what, we're going to give it back. Then they recanted and said, never mind. So that's what I'm going to stick to. And I want everybody to remember Amy from Texas, Lionsgate, when all the truth comes out, and everybody that attacked me in your chat is going to, they're going to say, that lady was actually right. And we feel bad for throwing her and blocking her and banning her from your chat.
I'm going to remember you,
Mel.
Amy from Texas, Lionsgate.
Amy from Texas, Lionsgate in chat. Have a good night. I'm going to email you my link.
All right, good night. Bye.
Bye.
She came in hot. She was waiting for that shit. Oh my God. 954 local. How you doing?
Mel.
Yes. Who's Anthony? Anthony.
Mel?
Hey, can you hear me?
No, can you hear me?
Yeah, listen to me here on the phone. Don't listen to me on YouTube if you got YouTube going.
I can barely hear you.
Testing. Anthony.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me? Come on.
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. Yeah.
Perfect. Amazing.
Just go back to where we were talking when those semi trucks were coming up. I would like to know if those guys have you on their, subscribe to your channel to where they could send you that feed at that time. That would be kind of cool.
Oh, semis going by,
they're listening. Yeah, that way, I mean, when we saw the activity in front of the door, at least they could get some really good close-ups of what was happening. I'm sure somebody saw something, when the story gets out there.
Right.
Somebody's going to put the puzzle together.
And who's the person that made that report that supposedly saw an individual standing out of her car or something like that? There was some guy that called in and said that, right, to the police. I thought, what's that about?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, of course, they're probably going to keep that under wraps until they get more information. And then the red roof inn seems like it's according to your little thing that you looked up on the report, how kids were being treated. I think this could be something very big that this woman had been used, and these stories are all coming together. Sometimes you have to get all this information before they're going to say anything. So she's being very quiet, and I'm looking at the mother. The mother looks terrified. The father looks very staring off in the distance when you see him, like he's thinking, like how lucky he is that he's got his daughter back.
Right.
Did something happen when she got the food? Did they slip something like, remember in Sample Road, Butterfly World, the girl they picked up at the gambling place? They threw some stuff in her nose. She went like a hypnotized. They took $6,000 out of her ATM. And then the bus picked her up coming down Sample Road toward Butterfly World. And then they found her on the horse side where they have the horse rides. They found her down in the mangroves like a few days later. She died. I mean, she was just walking like hypnotized.
Wow.
So it seems like this girl could have had something done to her, because how do you walk home barefooted?
I didn't ask.
I mean, doesn't she have any girlfriends? I mean, doesn't she contact friends from the nurse? I think she was completely confused, and they just got her out of the car, because I think it's very possible somebody was yelling at them as they're driving by, honking the horns. We don't know about that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Causing these people to go into an alert. Like, hey, we've been marked. We got to get rid of her somehow. Let's make a phone call in the red inn. They all rush over there. She's not there. That gives them time to haul ass. Okay.
Right.
And then all of a sudden she appears, I don't know how many hours later,
Right.
I still think it's active myself. I don't think it's, and it could be traffickers trying to collect the money themselves, if you will. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, you never know, man.
They set up a program. Yeah. And where it's not refundable. So that's why it's not traceable. Okay. So that's pretty much what I got on that. So if you like what I said, hit the thumbs up or hit the subscribe button. Oh, you know what I'd like to see you do? I'd like to see you do a Wolfman Jack, because you do have his voice. Remember Wolfman Jack?
No.
He was a radio announcer.
Oh, okay. I'm going to have to look him up.
Yeah, look him up and get your hair all doof, or dress up like one of the Strawberry Alarm Clock guys.
I gotta listen to that song.
With the beads and stuff.
Strawberry Alarm Clock.
Anyways, trying to give you some ideas, man. Kind of like move you up to the next level. All right.
Level up. All right.
Great
Thanks,
show.
man. Appreciate it.
All right.
Bye.
Bye now.
There was I don't want to leave these people holding too long. There's a really short clip. There was some guy examining the shadows, and then some other guy snapped about the shadows. I don't know if there's the right time. I'll just play the audio. Somebody was examining it, and some other local guy snapped. I think I see something in the shadows. Yeah, I see something as well. I think it's multiple people. Yeah, there's somebody there. But how exactly would they know where she would stop? Well, maybe they have men lined all along the forest trees in hopes that somebody stops, and it doesn't matter where they stop because there's men lined for miles and miles along the trees waiting for the one person to stop. Yeah, that actually makes sense.
Talking about, do you see that black shadow? I don't see shit. And what the motherfuckers at who kidnapped you?
Lord almighty. That one guy, he was really, really going crazy. He was pissed. 573. 573. How do we call from?
Yes, is this Mel?
Hi, this is Bill.
Hi, this is Otika from Missouri.
Okika, how you doing?
Mel, I got a question. I got a question for you, Mel. Do you think the cops are keeping this close to their vest because they know something happened to this girl, and they're not gonna let us know until they catch the guy?
No.
Okay, because I didn't know. I mean, I'm here in Missouri, and I've seen it on your channel. I haven't really watched it anywhere else. It's been on the news a couple times, but I just don't know. I mean, I wonder if the girl really was kidnapped and somebody used a doll or something to
like
get
a
her
doll?
to think there was a kid.
Okay.
Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, I tried to watch the videos when you showed it, and I could have swore I saw somebody grabbing her, but I don't know. I could be wrong.
Oh, you saw in the shadows?
It was so blurry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so shadowy. I couldn't tell.
Yeah, I don't.
I just hope and pray she's all right. And if this is a hoax, it's terrible.
You're saying maybe keeping it quiet so you're saying like maybe the cops are keeping it quiet so the guy, whoever it is, doesn't get away. Is what you're trying to say?
Yeah. And they might have scared her so bad that it's taken time to be able to figure out who it is.
Right.
If it happened. I mean, if this really did happen, it's bad.
Right. No, I agree.
No one wants to see someone hurt. You know?
Right.
Thank God she's alive.
Right.
And I thank you, Mel. I thank you so
Thank you
much.
too. Yeah, appreciate it.
I watch what you do all the time. You're awesome.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
All right.
All right. Good night.
Yep. Thank
Bye.
you. Good night.
See, there's people all over the spectrum that have different thoughts and opinions. You know, some people think it happens, some people think they don't, some people are on the fence. 718, how you doing? Where you calling from?
Hi, I'm calling from Brooklyn. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm
Thank you.
good. This is my thing. If it is, something she planned all along, someone had to help her. And my question would be, who? And I'm pretty sure if she planned all of this, they're amateurs. So it shouldn't take this long to figure all that out. You get what I'm saying? Because she didn't do this by herself. And that's a big if, if she planned it. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. Like, she had to get from the interstate, whatever interstate that is there, to Red Roof Inn or whatever that hotel is. She had to get, from there to there. Who took her? And on top of that, from the Red Roof to her house, who took her there?
The Red Roof thing, we still don't know. It's really, I mean, the coincidences would be kind of crazy. Some people don't believe in, maybe I'm going to ask this question in the chat. Do you believe in coincidences? Some people would say they don't believe in coincidences at all. I believe in coincidences because it's happened, but some are more weirder than others and less likely, I think. But the whole Red Roof Inn dispatch thing, and then like 2-3 hours later, however long it was, she turns up at the parents' house. That's weird. That's why I somehow still feel like maybe there's some sort of relation to that. I mean, or some people think that maybe it was a fake call, but damn, like the day she's found returns home, the day, like 3 hours later from that Red Roof Inn call, then she's just there at home and the parents call. Like, I just don't know what the relation is with that hotel and her being home, if there is any or not. It's weird though.
Right. And I completely agree with you. And on top of that, how someone had to check in there for her, or it's crazy. And to me also, for I don't know how the call dropped in regards to when she was talking to the 911 operator, but didn't she make a call to a cousin right afterwards? Like, her being in nursing school, you would think, or just common sense, you would think that she would call, that either 911 would call her back, or she would call them back, trying to stay on the phone with them.
What I had heard from the parents, say, I think it was the mother. She said that I think she was on the phone with the brother's girlfriend, which they consider their daughter-in-law, the brother's girlfriend. And I think she put that person on hold, I think. It called 911 and then switched back. I think that's what it was. And she was last talking with that person when she screamed and disappeared.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, then are you saying she got it on three-way or?
Yeah, I think so. That's what I heard. That's what I saw in the News Nation interview.
Well, that's wow. Like how you know what I mean? Like how with the 911 operator just drop it or not even attempt to call back. You know what I mean? And to call with a cousin on a three-way, that's a little wild.
Right.
Like especially, you know what I mean? Like especially if something's going on, you see a white baby, white T-shirt, white everything. Like that description alone, like wouldn't want to be on the phone talking to 911 and say, hey, this is what I see, this is what's happening. And you would think 911 would want to be on the phone with you at that time too. Like it's just crazy to me, the whole story.
All right.
But that's all I have to say.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
Get it from.
All right,
no
thanks.
problem. Have a good one.
You too. Thanks. Bye. All right. I'm going to get the rest of the callers on the line. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think 5 people. I'm going to get the rest of the callers. I paused no more new calls because so I can start. There's 3 short stories I want to touch on too at the end of the stream if we have time. Weird stories. And then we can close off with like final thoughts because we're at almost 3 hours. All right. 443. How you doing? Where are you calling from?
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi. I'm calling from Baltimore, Maryland. I had a question. They were saying that she stopped to get food for her mom or something like that, and they only gave her one order, and her mom was saying that she told her that she could have her portion. But they never said anything about finding food when they found the things at her car.
Can you tell me where you heard that from? Because I saw that flying around in the Facebook group about the order.
Yeah, the mom was talking. Maybe it was the very first time when they were in front of the news camera. The mom was crying and saying she's such a good person, and everybody knows how much she loves her food. And when she told us that she only had one order in the bag, she told me I could have her order. And she's just such a giving person. That's what her mom was saying when they very first interviewed them outside, I think it was. And then when they found the car running and everything, they never mentioned any takeout order, period, was found. And then also, I wanted to know, like, when you have a missing person in the FBI, the State Investigation Bureau, and local authorities are looking for a person, wouldn't they have someone outside the parent's house? Like maybe surveying the house.
I would think so.
Within that first 48 hours. Well, why didn't anybody see her walking up to the parent's house? Like there was no one in the vicinity to be there for the parents, if they got bad news or if they were surveilling the house. No one saw her walk up to her parents' house?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Yeah, if any witnesses, maybe they were told not to talk, maybe they're not speaking, but yeah, did anybody see her walk up to the house?
Yeah, and there's no ring camera footage. That's an affluent neighborhood. And even in non-affluent neighborhoods, everybody has a ring camera. That's how they, catch so many things on, like cars and these type of things when there are people being snatched or chased or, road rage. They can catch things on ring cameras. They have not said anything about investigating the ring cameras. None of the neighbors have said anything come out, and said anything about Carlee. And they weren't shy to say, they were there for the parents or anything. I believe that they're investigating those ring cameras. They have asked them not to talk about anything. And it's just so many missing viable information. Like, why haven't they said, when I first heard them talk about what they found in the car or around the car, they never said one thing about food.
Right.
Now one time did they say, "Oh, we found the food that she just picked up." We found all they said they found technical things in her wig, a hat, around the vicinity of the car. When I look at the video, I've been watching you since a couple of days ago when they floated up and lightened the video. I do not see anyone around her, but I don't see her going to the woods. I don't see her do anything. She just vanishes.
That food thing is interesting.
Looked at it.
Because I thought I read somebody say that, I don't know, I thought somebody said on Facebook group that she was supposed to bring food for her mother or something, or I don't know.
Yeah, she stopped. So she left the summit where she works in, I think, a day spa or something. And then she stopped to get food, and she called her mom and told her mom she was stopping to get food. Her mom ordered something. And then when she was on her way home, she realized that she only got one order. And so the mom said that in this interview that it was that she offered her order and said, "That's okay, Mom, you can have my food," which she thought was so sweet because Carlee is known to be greedy and she loves her food, and for her to offer her food was just so sweet, and that was the kind of person that she was. And so, her mom started crying, and the husband was holding her at that point. And when they found the car, there was no mention. They didn't say, "Oh, we found her wig, we found her hat, we found her, Apple Watch," things of that nature. And we also found the order of food that she last stopped, so we know where she stopped at for her last meal, before this incident. They never once mentioned food.
Right. And
or
I saw
traces of food or French fry on the ground. Nothing.
And I saw people talking about that in the
gone.
Facebook group because they were saying, well, if she was intending to go back home and return to her mom, where was the food at? Why wasn't it mentioned anyway? Or whatever. So, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so, again, when she appeared at the house, banging on the front door, as they say, and in, shock, notable shock. And supposedly there's no proof that, she showed up barefooted, but they say barefoot because they never said they found shoes at the scene, but barefooted. Why was there you have all these, intricate investigations going on. There's no one sitting outside that family's house just in case this girl comes home. That seems sketchy to me because you would surveil that house just in case someone, drops off a kidnap letter. You get a phone call for kidnapping. Usually they're inside the house waiting on a phone call or a letter of some sort of something around the house so that, they could be right on top of that when it happens. But they just said she showed up at her house and her family said, but they don't say, oh, the police noticed she walked up to the door or anything like that. House wasn't being surveilled. Period.
Right.
And that's very interesting to me. I mean, they surveil people's houses for less.
Right. Well, thank you. I appreciate the call.
That's all I had to say.
Yeah, good observation.
I thought that was very interesting.
Thank you. I appreciate you bringing that up too.
Thank you so much for taking my time.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because I saw that in the Facebook groups, but then when my tabs refreshed, I lost it. And I wanted to know from you guys where was this at? And so, yeah, the mom said it in an interview. There's more calls. I want to get to them. I no more new calls. There's 4 more people holding. I just want to reference this real quick. UAB hiring because 50 people got fired for trying to view Carlee Russell hospital records. Y'all sad as fuck. Now, this is just on Facebook. I don't know if this is true, but this is totally, to me, plausible. I remember when I worked at 2 hospitals. And at one point, they upgraded the system. I think it's been there for a long time, but they started warning people. And I've heard and known of people that have gotten fired for looking at people's profiles, their patient profiles, looking for information, because on these patient profiles, not only does it have the medications or what diagnosis, but they also have, especially when they come into the ER, they'll have these little information parts. I forgot what they call it, but basically why are you here, what happened, any kind of injuries, any kind of, any kind of mental condition, they'll have this thing, especially in the ER, where somebody comes in and they'll have the kind of a transcript of not verbatim what somebody says, but what the person takes down in their notes or whatever of I don't know, are they dehydrated? Were they on drugs? was there a check for this? Was there a check for that? So I could totally, if this is true, I would not be shocked at all that, because I remember that one of the guys that I watched on Facebook that was going off, that's a local, he was like, I know people that work in the hospital, implying that like he could get somebody to look her up. I would not be surprised at all if this is true. Somebody here said I was told 19 from one of those who was fired, but who knows how many were really fired. They all deserved it. They knew better. They should tell you what was on file. Ain't nobody about to drag my name. My lips zipped. I could. This has happened before in other places. I remember one of the hospitals here. I forgot what celebrity it was here at one of the hospitals that I worked at. I think it was more regional, and people were looking into her stuff. Big celebrity, and people got fired because they know you have to log into these systems. I mean, unless the hospital's out of date, they don't have that software, but you have to look into these profiles. I mean, you have to log in with your name and everything, your credentials. So if you're going into this stuff and you don't need to look into it, they can find out. I work in the lab and wouldn't have drew her blood or accepted no specimen with her name on it. Get somebody else to do it. High profile-ish will have you getting caught up and under investigation. No thank you. Yeah, if you have nothing to do with that person's profile and it's a high profile person, they will go in and look if they want a clean house. They're saying 50 is not the correct number. So somebody said 19. I mean, I don't know. That 50 is a pretty high number. Yeah, that's pretty. What's the correct number? I don't know. So I could totally see somebody getting fired over this shit at that hospital. All right. 240. How you doing? Where you calling from?
Hi, how you doing? Veronica calling from Maryland.
Hi, Veronica.
So with respect to her missing, I think she was in fact missing. I don't think it had anything to do with a kidnapping. I think it could have been a mental crisis. So the parents were legitimate in reporting her missing and having concern with her disappearance, but the manner in which she disappeared is being concealed. With respect to regard to public safety, with the child, nothing in the sort has ever been disclosed by state officials and or whatever for there to be a concern with public safety. Regards to that, the manner in which she returned is highly questionable. And I think that they are also trying to conceal the manner in which she returned. With regards to Red Roof Inn, I think it's possible that she may have given a description that she was around red roofs, and it was maybe she was walking aimlessly in neighborhoods, or that was what she saw if she's already in a delusional state of some sort, and they attributed that to her being in a hotel. But she rightfully was probably trying to find her way home. With respect to a lot of personnel concern with the entire story, I think to be a bit respectful and not make accusations that there's a cover-up and or a lie. I really do think that she did have a case, that she did go missing, and the manner of return is just being concealed.
I agree with you too that like I don't think like the parents, like there was some sort of big conspiracy among like parents or family. I mean, I've been leaning since the beginning, almost like some sort of mental health issue or break. You know, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think this was like as far as like family or mom and dad, like they knew some shit or whatever. You know.
Definitely wasn't financially motivated.
Yeah,
Had it been, there would have been a lot more going on. Maybe the story would have been extended so that they can actually collect the funds. But the manner in which, with respect to her returning, there was no reward offered. So there was no monetary gain, not from how I see it. With respect to the coverage of the story and needing to monetarily support her finding her, yes, highly plausible, because I do think she was legitimately missing.
Right.
That's it.
All right. Well, thank you. Yeah, appreciate that. Thank you for that call.
Thank you.
All right. Take care.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Take care.
Bye. Okay. Anonymous. How you doing? Where you calling from? I won't say. Block call. Hello.
Hello?
Hi, how you doing?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi.
Hi, how you doing?
Oh, okay. I'm calling from California.
Amazing.
And I've been watching this story with you. I was wondering a couple of things. You know, there's so many things that can run through our minds. None of us really know what happened, but God and Carlee and maybe a few people.
Right.
But they were saying that people were kidnapped, were being kidnapped and even killed by like members of the KKK over in that area. And
Oh,
they were
Lord.
saying that the police was doing stuff to people over there in that area. And that's why people were so concerned when she was originally came up missing. Also, I listened to the police recordings that you posted.
Mm-hmm.
And from what I heard on the recording, it looks like she was laying on her steps unconscious. Like she didn't walk up to the house, but like maybe somebody dropped her off, because on those recordings it says the unresponsive but breathing. And they say that a couple of times. And then they also say there's a bunch of people in the area, a bunch of people like in front of the area. And then they say, block off the street and don't let anybody on the street that doesn't have an address here. Yeah. And then they say, you can hear them say that she's on the steps. She's breathing.
I need to listen to that again.
Yeah, it says that on there. So I figure somebody dropped her off. And
I kept hearing that too.
Yeah. And then I was also wondering if it was like, you know, could be like a sex trafficker who kidnapped somebody that had their kid and used their kid for bait because he doesn't care about the kid. He's a sex trafficker, you know, to make a woman pull over. So I don't know. It was a bunch of things that went on, but we really don't know what happened. And for people to get on here and be so sure about what happened with her and that she's lying, that really upsets me, because it's like, how could you do that with you don't know what you're talking about? None of us do, but we're just speculating, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so, yeah. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
I've been watching you for a long time. I don't even know when I started. It was a long time ago, though.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate the support.
All right. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.
I mean, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see the turnout, because the thing is, people did donate and stuff. So if they're saying they're not going to return the donation, I mean, if the stuff comes out with some craziness that, like, I don't know, if it turns out to be not what or initial report was, I mean, I think those people should get their money back. 970, how you doing? Where you calling from?
Colorado.
Colorado,
Hi, Mel.
amazing.
This is Mel.
Mel, hey.
I just wanted to say, you know, a lot of people have brought up the whole mental health thing, and possibly maybe she thought she was seeing a baby and was having like some sort of hallucinations. I have a sister who actually suffers with that. And I can tell you, she would have still been standing on the side of the road, freaking out, trying to get help for this baby. She wouldn't have been able to wander off. She wouldn't have been able to tend to herself, to get anywhere for 48 hours. She would have been very visibly in need of help. So to me, the idea that she was having some sort of psychosis is completely off the table, or she would have still been in the neighborhood and people would have needed to assist her. It just seems too far-fetched to think that she disappeared in less than 5 minutes and nobody's seen her for 48 hours if she was actually having some sort of mental health psychosis.
Right.
I mean, I know, you know, when my sister's gone through it, she's very persistent in what she's seeing and what she's hearing, and nobody's talking her out of that.
Yeah, I don't know like on psychosis and how somebody would show up or not, or where they would, but it is very, very weird, because I mean, I've covered other stories too. I mean, because there's been no reported sightings of her too over, I guess it was, how many, they say 50 hours.
Nobody seen her after that moment, after that
over like 2 days.
Or after she picked up the food. Nobody seen her.
Because I've covered
if
stories
you're in a
too.
mental health crisis, you're not thinking clear enough to not be around people or to hide yourself, or So I don't know, the idea that it was some sort of a mental health thing, and then nobody for 48 hours seen her when her car's on the side of the road and she had to have been on foot if she was having this psychosis, just doesn't add up to me. It doesn't make sense.
Well, the thing too is like I've
she
covered.
Would have had to walk.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, was she on foot this entire time? Because I've covered other cases too where like there's been somebody like that has gone missing. There's been some sort of sighting, especially in that neighborhood. Maybe somebody would have seen her unless somebody picked her up.
Somebody would have seen something, there would have been all kinds of tips coming in that they've seen her walking down this road or she's in front of this place or something. You don't just vanish and you're able to tend to yourself, because I could tell you my sister in no way, shape, or form would be able to take care of herself if she were having one of her psychosis moments. And it's something that lasts. If that happens, that's something that lasts for days and days until you get the right medication in your system to stop it. So she wouldn't have been released from the hospital in 24 hours either,
Right.
So I don't know. I don't buy the whole psychosis thing.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Anyway, that's my opinion.
Thank you for calling.
Thanks.
All right.
Bye.
Okay, last caller. And I still got a couple things that I want to show you guys, that I want to get into. We didn't get to watch this did I lose it? Right here. I haven't seen this either. This guy's talking, this FBI special agent explains inconsistencies. We'll go over some of that and some of the other stories. 303, how you doing? Where you calling from?
Denver, Colorado.
Hi,
hey,
another
Mel.
Colorado call. Hi, how you doing?
I have some concerns about this whole story.
Oh.
First, a 3 or 4-year-old is not going to know the danger of walking on the side of a highway. They're just going to go out in them cars. Second of all, if I'm not mistaken, they said a truck driver seen a gray car pull up in front of hers with a man standing outside of it. I'm not sure if that would have been the boyfriend. It could have been her side piece. But I'm thinking that she went off with somebody that she knew and went to that red roof, and they checked in under his name, and that's why they couldn't find her there. And then when the heat came down on the red roof, all of a sudden she's home. She knew how to get home. She knew where she was. I am not buying this story at all, because being a mother and knowing what a 3 and 4-year-old can do, they're going to run out and not pay attention to them vehicles.
Right.
And I know you got a small child. Mine are almost grown now, thank God. But, you probably seen it. They just run. They're just going to go. They're not going to pay attention to the cars. And it's dark there. How do you see somebody, a white child, in a white shirt and a diaper? I am not buying that. I am not buying this. No way, nowhere. And I've looked at that video and I've tried to find it. And you can see somebody in front of her vehicle. And you see her, if you look down, you can see her crouching down and somebody moving along that side, that passenger side.
Yeah.
And then they're gone. So she left with somebody she knew.
You think there's 2 people there? Is what you said?
I do think there was somebody else there with her. And if that car did not, if it wasn't up there in front of her car, it was down in them woods when they made that 911 call about a woman screaming with a baby.
All right.
But nobody has brought up this child. Where is this child at? Where are these parents? That's a very big concern. Somebody had to know their child was missing.
Right.
I mean, there's no way a parent's not going to get up and use a bathroom in the middle of the night and not know their kid ain't home, because mine's 14 and I'm going in there to make sure he's still where he's supposed to be. but before I head back to my room. So I'm not buying this baby bit, and I'm not buying this kidnapping bit.
Oh, shit.
I believe it was the boyfriend or her side piece.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. Yeah, appreciate the call. Going on.
No problem, Nell.
Thank you.
Take care of that baby.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
So thankful.
Mm-hmm.
Bye. All right. So we got the calls. Yo, thank you everybody that called in tonight. I still got things we can go through. We got clips to go through, but thank you everybody that called. Appreciate all the support from you guys. Let me just get the super chats real quick too. Sean, I got that already. Blake Lake got that already. Shanna. Okay, I got all these already. Got that. You're just checking here. Christy, thank you for the super chat earlier. I wish we could take this energy and focus on the next missing person instead of attacking Carlee. Thank you so much. I got that already. Sassy Girl Beauty tagged you in a tweet original video. Thank you so much. Jesse, story from Chloe Stein from Jeanette, Pennsylvania happened recently. And she caught a couple of charges for lying to police about being kidnapped. Thank you so much for the call as well. Lynn's Fitz 23, thank you for the 2-month membership. Give the $63K to the baby. Sarah Farmer, my mother-in-law used to go missing to get high. Lord, thanks for the super chat. Sarah, thanks for the super chat. What was the story about Carlee at the police station and police posting about what a great person? I talked about that already. Thank you. Always Summer, thanks for the super chat. Mel, have you seen the full cam footage? Talked about that as well. Amy McCarthy, thank you for the super chat. Okay, just a thought. If she was abducted, what if the baby was the kidnappers and he used the baby as bait? That's what the other caller as well. There's still people. I'm telling you, that's why I was mentioning the baby thing. There's still people out there that believe there's a baby somehow still in the mix. Michelle, thank you for the super chat. Watching her parents talk, it just seemed like her dad had more of an idea about it, maybe her history, etc. Bama, thanks for the super chat. Says there's a GoFundMe involved that believe fraud is a felony. Also, the fact that Anaya Blanchard's mom was helping was heartbreaking. That's what I saw some people mention on Facebook about Anaya Blanchard's mom. Her daughter was murdered. She's here helping. As far as the GoFundMe, I haven't seen anything. There might be, but I haven't seen it. Crystal White, thank you for the membership. Mel, thank you for the membership. Nashville Senorita, thank you for the membership. Bama, thanks for the super chat. Carlee is still in danger because her nappers know where she lives now. Well, that's the other thing too. That's kind of a very logical thing to look at. Let's say she was taken, because there's people that still they really firmly believe and are holding on to that she was taken. There's traffickers out there. She was taken and stuff. Wouldn't there be a danger at the house currently, right? Is there a 24/7 security outside of the house? Is there a 24/7 patrol officer sitting outside of the house to make sure that this person doesn't come back and take her again or harm her, right? Because now she has crucial information about her kidnappers. So is there 24/7 security patrolling the house all day long? Michelle, thank you for the super chat. Says her dad seemed to know something wasn't right. Virginia, thank you so much. Says this story led me to your channel. I'm hooked. Thank you. I'm glad you're here. Pooh's blustery day. Thanks for the super chat. I think she was high. Luda London mental health and crime. I'm saying hi. Luda London mental health and crime. Thanks for the super chat. Says radio dispatcher said she was unresponsive but breathing. If she had a psychosis episode, she would have been in a psychiatric evaluation. Good point. I would think she probably would have been if she was still in some sort of psychosis. Maybe, Terry, that's a good point. Terry, thanks for the super chat. She stopped at exactly mile marker 11, walked through the patch of trees, and someone waited to pick her up and take you to the hotel. Possible. Possibility. That's a possibility. All right, let's listen to this.
That Carlee is home safe.
It's Nia Blanchard.
So thankful.
25-year-old Carlee Russell, back at home tonight. She showed up at her home late Saturday night. The question now, though, what happened? Thanks for choosing WVTM 13 News. I'm Guy Rawlings.
And I'm Brittany Decker. People all over the world have been following this story so closely. And now we're all waiting to find out what happened to Carlee Russell and how did she end up back at her home?
We're bringing you the latest information tonight as part of our team coverage. WVTM 13's Chip Scarborough and Ian Wright's live tonight.
We begin with Ian. Police are still quiet on this entire situation, Ian.
Yeah, so Brittany and Guy, we did just get an update from police about an hour ago. It doesn't give us a lot of new information about what happened, but it does give us an idea of where they're focusing that investigation now that Carlee is back home and safe with her family. So let me go ahead and run you through exactly what they said. Again, this was released just after 5 o'clock tonight. It said, quote, detectives are combing through numerous pieces of evidence collected from the time she went missing until her return home and beyond. Each piece of information is helping investigators reconstruct Carlee's movements during the time she was missing. They went on to say this is a tedious process, but it's important to make sure everything is methodically evaluated so we have the clearest possible picture of what took place from the time Carlee called 911 until she returned home on Saturday night. So keep in mind, that was about a 48-hour period, Thursday night until Saturday evening. While we don't know exactly what happened during that time frame, we do have an idea of what happened in the moments leading up to her disappearance. So let me run you through that, and that's what we know from police. Again, that was Thursday night. Carlee went missing after leaving work. She ordered food from a restaurant in Hoover. She picked up the food. Police say it appears she was alone at the time and was not being followed. We also know at about 9:30 that night, she called some friends or family members, and then at 9:34 called 911 release. Carlee was taken to a hospital. She was treated and released. We also know police spoke with her some point at Saturday night. They took a statement from her, but they say that's part of an ongoing investigation that will continue. Those details have not been released. As you can imagine, it has been a very long.
Community activist Harry Traveling Shoes Turner took part in the search for Carlee Russell over the weekend, and he says he's beyond relieved to know that she made it home safely. Turner, just one of
that we was going to have that young lady back with her mama and her daddy. And if there's a kidnapper watching now, if there's an abductor watching us right now, if you have somebody locked up in a basement, locked up in an abandoned building, chained to a wall somewhere, let them go! Let them go!
Wow. I guess so for the kidnappers out there. Wow. Okay. Let's watch the next thing. I haven't seen this, so this is News Nation.
And a lot to unpack in this story. So let's dive in to either validate or invalidate her story.
Well, I think certainly if you look at the physical evidence, and I would start obviously with the video evidence of the camera that picked up the car along the interstate, certainly the camera or the video does not in any way show a toddler near or in
there's people arguing there's a toddler there.
Any proximity to where she ultimately stopped. In fact, if you watch the video, she actually goes down the highway for a good distance before she finally comes to a stop. The first thing as an investigator, I think anybody could appreciate that if you saw a toddler in the middle of the night out there on an interstate, you would stop your car instantly and get out frantically and try to protect that child. The behavior of seeing the car continue down the highway, number one, is inconsistent with the belief that, in fact, there was a child along the road. Also, I think you would understand and appreciate and anticipate that other motorists would have made the same observations and would have called 911 or would have stopped their vehicles, obviously to render aid to this child in obviously grave danger. So those are the obvious direct evidence that I would have a problem with. I see this case, unfortunately, more as she may have been involved with someone else. And maybe in order to have an alibi for where she was, I think we may see this case unravel in the days to come.
So, Stuart, how do investigators go about tracking her account?
How dare you!
Some of these pieces together.
Well, the first thing is the cell phone was left on the side of the road. And so, of course, it is my understanding that the phone will not offer any information with respect to after she apparently allegedly was abducted. However, the phone will be of importance to backtrack and see who she was talking to, who she was texting, and most importantly, in fact, we saw the advancement of this technology, the location service services that are indicative now in all cell phones, where it can pinpoint with direct accuracy as to where she was at any particular time. They'll be able to go back and see where or whether or not, in fact, there's some validity to where she was coming from. I think they're going to look at that cell phone information, and then, of course, they're going to attempt to interview her and see whether or not the story that was alleged does it in fact pair up with the physical evidence. But again, that's to be seen. And
yeah, I would get an attorney if I was her. Probably get an attorney.
Again, the other obvious thing when we talk about
depending on what happened, I get an attorney, bro.
Direct evidence is that if someone was abducted, as soon as you would break free from your captive, you would not walk home. You would immediately go to the first person or the first house.
Yeah, remember that story? I forgot where it was. The lady that was, I think, a paramedic or something like that went missing, and she escaped her kidnapper, which that story is weird too. But she ran for her life. She ran into a convenience store. I think her shirt was like ripped off. I think she was bleeding or something. She called 911, or she asked for them to call 911 and stuff like that. It was a whole scene.
Or the first someone, and obviously get someone to call 911 and render assistance to you. This idea that you walked home is inconceivable. It's not believable, and it's not consistent with logic. And so that in and of itself,
logic. Oh no,
is going to be a problem for her.
A lot of gaps.
I'm glad he said it. There's a lot of people pissed off. You can't say any of this.
Someone to call 911 and render assistance to you. This idea that you walked home is inconceivable. It's not believable, and it's not consistent with logic. And so that in and of itself is going to be a problem for her.
Damn.
A lot of gaps in the story.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty weird. Okay. Is there anything else?
We're glad to return home. Now, right now, they are asking for privacy to spend time the next morning. The case began Thursday night when Carlee called 911 after.
When we think talking with.
Okay. All right. I think we can cover the weird. Let's cover the off stories and we'll call it a stream. Oh, Amy, by the way, Amy L22. Thank you so much for this gift of the memberships. Amy L22. Thank you so much. And if you're a temporary member, check out the front page of my YouTube page. There's a bunch of members' videos on there. Definitely check it out. Houston woman detained in Dubai, charged with screaming in public. Y'all heard about this? In Dubai. The last 2 months. Oh, and by the way, I heard Quanell's on this shit. Somebody find me the Quanell clip. I don't know if this has it. This is Fox 26. This is People, so that he actually works at Fox 26, so he might be on this clip. The last 2 months are described as terrifying for Houston. And by the way, Cynthia, if you're watching out there, thank you for all your support too and your help. The last 2 months are described as terrifying for a Houston woman who we're told is being detained in Dubai. So why is she being held? The crime Taria Young Allen is charged with may surprise you. Dubai is increasingly a vacation destination for a number of Houston women. Now one is trying to get back to the Bayou City, but we're told her passport has been confiscated because her mom says she's been charged with the crime of screaming in public. It also could result in prison time, so it's very scary. You know, people always talk shit about America. Oh, the America, this, America, that, and I'd move if I could, and also shit. Okay. Explains Allen's mom, Tina Baxter, who says the trip turned terrifying for her daughter, Taria Young Allen, when she was a passenger in a friend's rental car. They got into an accident in Dubai. Baxter says when her daughter went to the rental car company to retrieve her ID, credit card, and other items left in the rental, it didn't go well. She found out she could only receive those items if she paid an undisclosed amount of money. She dealt with a very aggressive individual, a young man there who was screaming at her, Baxter adds. And she says her 29-year-old daughter ultimately yelled back, resulting in her daughter being charged for screaming there in Dubai. She's in jail for one reason and one reason alone. She raised her voice. In that country, a female is not even allowed to raise her voice. If she raises her voice, it's punishable by jail time. Wow. It's been very emotional. There are some days I stay up crying all night, says Baxter, while choking back her tears. They have a strict law system there that's really based on theocracy, Cornell adds. One website warns laws and customs are very different, so be aware of your actions to ensure they don't offend while you're in United Arab Emirates. Is that the end of the video? Okay. That boys don't play over there. You go carry that shit over there in Dubai. Let's see, can I play this? I have to load it up somewhere else. Wow, that's really unfortunate. I didn't even know they had a law like that over there. You always complain about America. Okay, fuck around. That's crazy. Let's see. 35 seconds. What the hell is that? It says it's like glitched. Okay, let me refresh this. What the hell's going on? It's illegal to chew gum on the train in Dubai. Wow, Liz Gaspari Nutrition. Thank you for that. Wow, I might not be able to survive over there then. I mean, I'm not a gum chewer, but I feel like I'd do something to get canceled over there real
Months
quick.
are described as terrifying for a Houston woman who we're told is being detained in Dubai. Fox 26's Domly Keith joining us live near downtown Houston with why she's being held. Domly.
Well, the crime she's charged with may surprise you, and Dubai is increasingly becoming a vacation spot for a number of Houston women. One who's there right now, according to her social media page, is trying to get back to the Bayou City, but according to her mom, her passport has been confiscated because she was charged with screaming in public.
Oh, you can't swear in public either over there? Oh, I can't go over there. I cannot go over there. I heard it's beautiful over there. I can't go. You can't curse? What?
It also could result in prison time. So it's very scary.
The trip turned terrifying for Tiara Young Allen when her mom says she was a passenger in a friend's rental car and they got into an accident there in Dubai. Tina Baxter says when her daughter went to the company to retrieve her ID, credit card, and other items left in the rental, Baxter says it did not go well.
She found out that she could only receive those items if she paid an undisclosed amount of money. She dealt with a very aggressive individual, a young man there who was screaming at her.
Baxter says her 29-year-old daughter ultimately yelled back at the rental car agent, she says, resulting in her being charged for screaming there in Dubai.
And so she is in jail for one reason.
Oh, we got Cornell on the case. Okay, Quizzy.
Reason alone. She raised her voice. In that country, a female is not even allowed to raise her voice. If she raises her voice, it's punishable by jail time.
It's been
What about Rudy, Cornell? What happened to Rudy? What's going on with that investigation?
very emotional. There are some days I stay up all night crying.
They have a strict law system that is really based on theocracy.
This website warns, quote, laws and customs are very different, so be aware of your actions to ensure they don't offend while in United Arab Emirates. Now, after Baxter says her daughter was charged with screaming in Dubai, her passport has been taken, and the American social media influencer who works as a truck driver can't leave the U.S.
Oh, she's the sassy trucker.
AE, according to her mom.
Ironic
and
name,
her
huh?
mom says she's been placed under a travel ban pending the outcome of the investigation.
It's very frightening. The longer she's been there, the more reality has started to kick in.
In our opinion, she did not commit a crime. Don't punish women for doing the same thing a man can do in Dubai. It's not fair and it's not.
I mean, that's their laws, though. I don't agree with it, but that's their laws. That's crazy.
Right.
Maybe Biden could do something.
Now, the 29-year-old does now have an attorney there in Dubai, and her mom says she's told that she could face jail time because there is surveillance video of her screaming. Now, we have reached out to the U.S. and the UAE embassies. Will government officials step in and give her assistance? I'm still awaiting responses.
Yeah, get the lady some help. That's pretty crazy, though, man. I wonder if they got the video. What they should release it. Let us decide. Let us make the decision. Wow, that's crazy. Here's another one. Knife-wielding mother walks into the NICU, which is neonatal intensive care for babies, newborns. Takes her newborn and stabs hospital staff on the way out. Florida, a novice mother entered NICU unit Thursday night, took her 3-day-old infant from a ventilator. So that these ventilators are like in these plastic containers. Sometimes they have like these lights, I guess, to prevent from the jaundice or some other shit. I forget what they call it. Deputies with the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office said she stabbed multiple hospital staff employees as she left. They should have shot her. Kendra Green escaped the hospital with her newborn daughter, who was being treated for an underdeveloped lungs, but was arrested and charged shortly after the 5 criminal offenses. The infant was taken back to Palms West Hospital. Oh, maybe because she had the baby, though. They couldn't shoot her. The infant was taken back to Palms West Hospital, Palm Beach County Fire Rescue, in stable condition. I'm surprised she could stab how many people she stabbed while she walking out of that bitch. Palm Beach Sheriff's Office deputies responded to the hospital around 10:30. What kind of hospitals? They don't have deputies on staff? I mean, 2 hospitals that I worked at, they had cops there, but a lot of times there's always cops there. But maybe this is the official response. Responded to the hospital around 10:30 on reports of a stabbing where they learned medical staff attempted to stop Green from leaving after hearing a code pink announcement, meaning a child abduction. Yeah, I've heard those codes before. Protocol states staff has to block. Yeah, they have to block the nearest entrances and exits to stop anyone from leaving. I think I've had that like once or twice when I was in the hospital. Everybody like runs out, because I used to work in peds. Everybody like runs out and you take or whatever, like a certain door or whatever. We had like the peds area. The first victim was inside the NICU unit when Green entered and violently removed her newborn's breathing device, central line from her stomach, feeding tube, and several other life-supporting devices, court records show. The victim pleaded with the baby's mother to stop. Green shoved the employee back. F you, biot. F you, bit. The now arrested mother is reported to have said. Another victim said they witnessed Green running towards an emergency room exit, carrying something close to her body in one arm and a large serrated kitchen knife in the other hand. This employee told deputies that they tried speaking to the fleeing mother, but she slashed the employee's right forearm. A second witness said while she went to block the nearest door, she saw Green leaving with the infant tucked underneath her shirt. This employee was slashed on the right hand while trying to stop the woman. Somebody should have just taken a chair to her ass. Or I guess you just can't because she's holding the baby. So how do you stop her without getting cut? That's tough. The fourth victim also tried retrieving. And salute to all those hospital staff that tried, seriously, because put themselves in harm's way. The fourth victim also tried retrieving the stolen baby, but she was gashed by the knife. Whoa, on the right side of her neck. But she was gashed by the knife on the side of her neck. Green jumped off the baby with a family member and fled. What kind of security does this hospital have? That's embarrassing. You don't got security over there? Upon being in custody, they learned that 31-year-old mother is diagnosed with schizophrenia, deteriorating rapidly. The arrest report said Green's charges include neglect to a child with great bodily harm, 2 accounts of. Honestly, it's a good thing that's all she did. She could have gone in there and started killing babies, stabbing babies. There's no security over there, in my opinion. That's what it looks like. And then the hospital actually makes that's embarrassing. HCA Florida Palms West Hospital? What kind of security? They don't have security there? This person, I wouldn't want to be taking my kid there. If I wouldn't be, this person could have walked in there and started stabbing multiple babies. Or did some crazy shit. Somebody could go in there and shoot. The one hospital, the first hospital that I worked at, they had a lot of cops there. Security, some don't really have like guns and stuff, but they definitely by the ER, there's always cops there. They're always parked out there coming in and out. I think even the ER has some security, armed security, and then the last hospital I worked at too, they had some officers there, especially by the ER. This shit, maybe this lady moved really quick. Wow. All right. Next short story. Man 22 is arrested after killing at least 6 kittens, included microwaving 3 of them in 2 months and replacing them with lookalikes so his mother wouldn't get suspicious. Thomas Martel. This reminded me of the Don't F with Cats. Crazy ass documentary on Netflix. If you've never seen it, you should check it out, but be warned, there's like very graphic stuff on there. True story, crazy. It's like with the true crime community. It's so interesting. Really good documentary. A 22-year-old Illinois man has been arrested for allegedly murdering half a dozen kittens by drowning some and microwaving others. Chicago roofer Thomas Martel has been accused of killing at least 6 baby cats after his girlfriend told police about a foul-smelling bag in his pantry, which they cut open to reveal what appeared to be feline body parts. Martel from the neighborhood of Wicker Park has been charged with 4 counts of animal torture and 2 counts of aggravated cruelty to animals. The horrific details of the allegations were described during his bail hearing on Tuesday afternoon, which was attended by local news outlet CWB Chicago. Cook County Assistant Attorney's Office Sarah Dale Schmidt told the hearing Martel killed the kittens at his home on the 1500 block of North Wicker Park Avenue before replacing each with a lookalike. That dude kills them and replaces them so mom doesn't find out. What? She said he sourced each cat on Craigslist so his mom would not get suspicious, and Judge Kelly McCarthy described as part of a pattern of gruesome behavior. We're seeing a pattern of going back again and again. Killing an animal, going out and getting a replacement, kill that one, get a replacement, kill that one, get a replacement. And unfortunately, this was allowed to continue for a sustained period of time, and numerous animals lost their lives. $7,500 bail deposit to be released. She was ordered a $7,500 bail deposit to be released on electronic monitoring. Martel also recently told his girlfriend that he enjoyed killing cats, and he had been like that since he was 8 years old, according to prosecutors. His girlfriend first reported the abuse to police on May 23rd, my birthday, after a friend sent her a video of Martel launching a pillowcase, like a pillowcase into Lake Michigan, which she was told contained a kitten named Shelly. Martel allegedly brought a second kitten named Shelly and an adult male cat named Reggie, who was not harmed, Dale Schmidt said. His girlfriend said he invited her over on May 26th to meet the new felines, but on June 3rd, allegedly under the influence of narcotics, Martel drowned the new kitten in a tub of water. He allegedly pulled the unresponsive kitten from the water and tried to revive it by performing CPR with his thumb, according to his girlfriend. 2 days later, having purchased a third kitten from Craigslist and naming it Shelly again, Martel told his girlfriend he wanted to teach it how to swim. A few hours later, he allegedly removed the bag from the pantry and told his girlfriend the kitten's body was inside before tossing it down a trash chute. As he turned to Craigslist for the 4th time, his girlfriend begged him to stop, according to Dale Schmidt. So he kicked her out, only to call her back for money to buy the new pet. He again purchased a kitten on June 6th and named it Shelly. He was allegedly angered by the new animal after it urinated in a food bowl and told his girlfriend the cat needed a bath. Around 30 minutes later, he emerged from the bathroom with a kitten wrapped in a bath towel before tossing it down a trash chute. How many times are you going to see this guy kill kittens and you're just chilling? The pattern repeated on June 7th with a 5th kitten again named Shelly until June 18. His girlfriend made a horrific revelation. She allegedly found graphic videos and photographs of Martel with a 4th kitten alive, including one caption, "Just before I murdered her." The woman sent the photos and videos of to herself and contacted Chicago Police Department. Finally, okay. Martel's girlfriend took a few days away and returned to his apartment on June 23rd to a foul odor, according to CWB, which she identified as coming from a black bag on the pantry shelf. Martel told her that he killed 3 cats in the microwave and then put them in the pantry. His girlfriend called Chicago police that night and told them about the bag, which they cut open to reveal what appeared to be body parts of multiple kittens. She added Martel underwent a mental health evaluation before turning himself in. His private defense attorney, Brandon Brown, told Judge McCarthy that Martel is due to begin a new mental health treatment program, adding that he has no previous criminal convictions. Mason. Martel. Don't F with cats. Like on another level. Oh no, don't F with cats. He actually killed somebody too, though. But this guy murdered a lot of cats. Oh, let's watch this too. I forgot about this.
Pleaded for the safe return of their daughter, missing since Thursday night. We were able to sit down with Carlee's parents before she was found, where they told us about their grueling search for their missing daughter.
It's a struggle, as sometimes you're numb, as sometimes the tears just flow. We probably have had 2 hours of sleep in the past 2 days.
Carlee's parents say they last spoke with her around 9:20 Thursday night when she called to let them know she was headed home from work. Well, 10 minutes later, Hoover police say she called 911 around 9:30 to report seeing a toddler walking alone on the side of Interstate 459. Soon after, Carlee makes another phone call, this time to her brother's girlfriend, who told Carlee's mother she overheard Carlee trying to help the child.
She was asking the child if they were okay from what my son's girlfriend could hear on the phone. She never heard a child say anything, and she heard my daughter scream, or what sounded like a scream.
Carlee's parents say they were able to track her location, but it pinged to a street behind I-459. When police went to the spot along the highway where Carlee called 911,
Shadows.
They say they found Carlee's car with the door open, her keys, cell phone, hat, and wig all nearby, but no signs of Carlee or the toddler. As part of their investigation, police say they're now looking into this video from the traffic cam archive, appearing to show the moment a car pulls over on the side of the road.
Damn, she got off.
Over the weekend, the community throwing their support behind the Russell family, from prayer vigils to search parties, even celebrities rallying for Carlee's safe return.
Words can't really describe how it feels to know that the community really has our back.
And millions this morning continue to rally behind the family, joining them in that relief that Carlee has been found. This morning, though, it is unclear how Carlee...
Anaya Blanchard's mama is live on Facebook.
home.
I just got word. Or she was. Okay. Let's check out this video, 12 minutes long, 7 hours ago. Let's see. I don't know what she had to say.
Hey, everybody. So... I was going to wait till later to do a live video, but I decided I would go ahead and do it because I guess I got in my feelings and just feel like that I need to go ahead and do a video. And I'm going to do a video. I did this video from my personal page and on Anaya's Heart. Most of you know, I basically I'm the president of Anaya's Heart, CEO, founder. But some things I don't want to share on Anaya's Heart page, but it's probably kind of hard to separate me from Anaya's Heart. That's kind of impossible to do. But I'm coming to you today as a mom, but a mom who has lost children, 2 children, losing one to kidnapping and murder. So most of you know I led the search for Carlee Russell, because when I got the call Monday, today's Monday. You have to forgive me. I'm sick. I don't feel good. On Friday morning, went immediately because I was asked to go and did not hesitate. The family asked me if I would lead the command center and search, and I said absolutely. And Anaya's Heart and Vet Dirty and so many other people, hundreds of people, came out to look for Carlee. We did what we are supposed to do. That is exactly what we did, everything the right way. I'm not going to speak on any about anything that has to do with what happened. That will all come out later. Right now, as a mom who has lost her child to kidnapping and murder, I can't even tell you, I cannot explain to you what it feels like to have a missing child. Just hope that you're never in that situation. No matter what the circumstances, no matter what they are, when your child is missing, I think I've tried to explain this before. Hey, brother, John. No, yeah, you're right. There's no need to explain, but I just want people to understand. And I'm going to make another live video on Anaya's heart. We're going to talk about safety on Anaya's heart later, maybe tonight, if not tomorrow. Probably tomorrow, because I've got a lot going on today. Trying to recuperate from the weekend. I'm very sick. Most of you know I have autoimmune disease, and being out, I'm not supposed to be out, but I would do it all over again without a question. I would get right back up and go. And I know my brothers, Seth Brigette, John Sloan, John Hill, his wife Kristen Hill, Crystal Schubert, the people that are on my team for Anaya's heart, we would get back up in a heartbeat if somebody needs us. And I guess what I'm trying to say is, I personally am so thankful that Carlee is alive. Okay? That's all that matters right now. Because this could easily not be the case. So, yes, this brings emotion, because do you know how happy it makes me that Carlee's alive? Do you know how many missing people there are out there that are dead? And people that have been killed and murdered that didn't get to come home? Mine being one of them. So just the sheer fact that Carlee is alive and that she is okay right now, to this second, is the most important thing to me. And I hope it is to most of you. You know, no speculation from me, no judgment from me on anything. Today, I'm just 100% thankful that Carlee is alive. Now, I am going to talk a little bit about safety on here. People want to know, people want to know, people want to know. Yes, they want to know, and it will come out. Things will come out. But people want to know because we need to know if there's somebody on the loose. We need to know if there's a predator out there. Y'all, there's a predator out there. Please, if you don't hear anything else I'm saying to you right now, I don't do this for likes. I ain't got time to do it for likes. I'm not a creator. I'm not none of that. I am a mom whose daughter, beautiful daughter, who I'm in her bed, not her bedroom, but Ayla's bedroom with Anaya's bed behind me. My daughter should be asleep in this bed right now. But I'm in here doing a live trying to tell people about life, to save their life. I'm sick. I do not feel good.
So she said there's a predator? Is that what she said? She said there is a predator? Did I hear that right?
At all. Period. That's why people haven't seen me much. I don't feel good. Or if I did feel good, I would be every day, every week, on Anaya's heart would be on top of our safety education, our self-defense classes, everything. But I've just been sick. But when I'm called to go, just like for Josh Flanagan in Winston County, for Amber Grimes, I went just a few weeks ago, even though I didn't feel good. I went for Carlee, and I would do it right now if somebody calls. I wish I could do more. But let me tell y'all, there are predators out there. Yes, you need to be concerned.
Oh, she's saying there's predators out there. I thought like maybe she was talking specifically to Carlee, that there's somebody out there.
We're not talking about Carlee's situation.
Oh, okay,
We're talking about in general.
Yeah, I feel like she's talking to me right now. Okay, yeah, so I was trying to, okay.
In life, worry about that. Worry about, there are predators out there, everywhere. Everywhere you live, it doesn't matter. Please get that through your head. It can happen to anybody, anywhere, anytime. It doesn't matter. Do you think that there's just one predator out there? If you think there's just one person out there that could hurt you, kidnap you, kill you, murder you, you have a lot to learn. And I hope you listen to me. I hope you share this with your family, your children. There are predators everywhere, and there could be even in your own family.
It was like she was responding. It was like, yes. I was like, oh, okay.
Okay. So, if you don't learn anything, everybody's hollering right now and screaming about, we need to know if the police need to let us know if we're in danger. Yep, you're in danger. You are in danger.
Oh, shit.
Just take that from me if you don't learn anything else. You're in danger right now because there are predators out there, period. Why do you think I do what I do? I have a lot of insight that a lot of people don't have because my daughter was kidnapped and murdered, because of what I learned, not from that experience, not just from that experience, but what I investigated, and then I learned what's out there. in what's going on in our world, and there's a whole lot more of them. Okay? Please know that. Please take care of yourself. Please put your safety first. Put it first. Okay? That's what I'm trying to beg you guys. Stop focusing on, we need to know if there's a predator. Yep, there are. They're out there. They're there. They sure are. And I'm sorry I'm emotional right now, but I am adamant. I do this to save lives. My life that I have lived, all of my life, I've been through so many different experiences. And not only losing an eye to kidnapping and murder, I was a sexual assault nurse at Children's for almost 20 years. An ER nurse.
I didn't know that.
I have been a victim
of
sexual abuse. I've been a victim of domestic violence. I've been a victim of a lot of things. I've lost a lot of people. So I use my experience in life to help people. I could care less about people knowing, getting likes on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok. Heck, I don't even get on TikTok much, or Instagram. I'm not on there. I do it to save your life. I do it because obviously, the things that I've been through in my life are for a bigger purpose. And my daughter wrote a scripture in church down on her paper to show me the purpose you have for me so I can live my life for a bigger purpose. And that's what I'm trying to do. That's all I'm trying to do. So I just want everybody to try to step back just for a minute. And yes, there's a lot of upset people out there. And I'm not going to address what did happen, what didn't happen. All I'm going to address is put yourself in the shoes of having a missing child. No matter what, it is a miracle. No matter what happened, that 2 days your child's missing, and then you have your child back.
I hope it's a miracle. I mean, depending on the circumstances, but I know what she's trying to say.
That is so overwhelming. I can't even tell you how I've broke down.
Especially from her perspective, what happened with her child.
Broke down. I am so thankful no matter what that she's alive, because a lot of people put their heart and soul into Carlee coming home, and she's home. And to me, that's all that matters right now. So I hope this video helps people. I hope it saves your life. I hope it helps you understand that, yes, we're in danger. It doesn't matter about this one very important situation. It matters that you are aware. It matters that you are aware of what's out here in the world. So I think there's probably a whole lot more that I wanted to say, and I just, my thoughts are not all there. I'm going to get myself together. I'm trying to get myself together today from everything that's happened this weekend. But like I say, I am just here to help people and save people's lives if I can, and be there in any way possible that I can. So, yeah. I love all of you. Thank y'all for your sweet comments and support. It's not about me, but y'all are so good to me. Y'all want to make sure that I'm taking care of myself. You want to make sure that I'm okay, and you just don't understand what that means to me. Because my heart, every day I put a burden on myself. I put the burden on me. Because I feel like the experience I have experienced, I'm supposed to go out and help other people. I couldn't do it any other way. Sorry. So, I do put myself behind. I don't put myself first at all. I put other people first, but, and like I said, I wouldn't do it any other way. I just wouldn't have it any other way. So I need y'all, and y'all are good to me, and I appreciate it. And thank you for all your support. Thank you for caring about me and my family. And thank you to everybody who helped, in the search for Carlee. Because without y'all and your support, I couldn't have been there to help that family. Because no matter what, it was an emergency. No matter what the situation, it was an emergency, and they needed people. They needed me, and they needed you. They needed people. So, like I say, guys, just remember, if you don't take anything away from this video, remember to keep yourself safe. Yes, there's predators out there. They're all over. They're all over. So, I love you guys. I'm going to get off of this video and try to get myself together. And then I will probably make another video tomorrow for Anaya's heart. Or I am going to make another video, actually, with my brother that just came on here with Harry Turner traveling shoes. We're going to make another video on Anaya's heart. So, but anyway, I just couldn't hold back any longer. I had to say something. So that was it. And
Okay, so really good video. Good video. I'm gonna put the page to Anaya's heart. I'm gonna put it in the description of the YouTube video, and if you want to check that out. And I'll also put it in the chat, but it's there in the description as well if you want to check it out sometime. Anaya's heart. And bruh, if this turns out to be what they said, like not what we've been told type of thing, that is fucked up, bro. That is fucked up. If it, even worse. Now that I see this, even worse. I don't know if this is true. So I'm seeing more rumors and stuff going around. All of this is just Facebook rumors. I don't even know. What? Let's see. I don't even think that's really her account. Let's see. I'm not gonna. All right. I guess we're at the end here. The Dream 777. Thank you so much for the super chat. Says she just confirmed what we're all speculating. Oh, and as far as the Dubai thing too, we were here 4 hours. Excuse me. Lutfi, born and raised in Dubai. He's saying the laws apply to all, not just females. I guess what Quana was saying wasn't correct. Thank you so much, guys, for today. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for coming through. I have 2 notifications left, so I don't plan on coming back tonight, but if there's like a chase or something, I'll come back. And especially if there's some sort of main update. I'm hoping maybe tomorrow, or I don't know, one of these days, I hope they say something. They say something official to maybe put things to rest. Like Carlee Russell. That's it. Yeah, I'm pretty tired. But yeah, if you guys could hit the like button, I appreciate that. Subscribe. Appreciate everybody coming through. I was holding out points and interesting things to talk about. So I really appreciate that, man. Hopefully we'll find out the truth. All right. Good night. Take care. Peace. Bye. Bloop, 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 bloop.